and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
The Steel City comes to town as the A's host the Pittsburgh Pirates for a thrilling 3-game series starting Monday, June 15th. Kick off the week with an exciting Monday matchup, followed by special theme nights and exclusive ballpark giveaways all midweek long. Don't miss your chance to catch rare interleague action right here in Sacramento, where the A's take on the Pittsburgh Pirates starting Monday, June 15th. Get tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back on Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power In Road for crazy deals on Milwaukee tools. We're talking 20% off all Milwaukee pack-out, hand tools, and tool accessories. Free goods and dollars off your order and certain spend amounts. And overall insane deals on Milwaukee batteries and Bear tools again. June 12th from 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and June 13th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at tmobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
We've seen every kind of golf swing. Some smooth, some, let's just say, innovative. And that's why Hagen Oaks offers Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan-powered player performance studio shows what your swing is really doing. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds a ball that behaves. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps turn almost into yes. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner builds stability from the ground up. At Hagen Oaks, we don't judge your game, we fix it. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
For years, we got our NBA breaking news via the Woj bomb. Well, then Woj retired from the NBA news breaking insider game. Shams rose to the top of the mountain, and I think Shams has taken over the Shams bomb now, right? That's what it's called, like so. A Shams bomb?
Yeah.
So what Sam Amick gave us today? Because we can't call it just an Amick bomb. Like, we got to have some more originality.
A Tamick bomb?
Like atomic. I see where you're going with it. But we got to get away from bomb. It can't be a bomb. Like a Sam Amick?
We used to call it that new Amick dropped, like an album.
I like that.
Okay. then we made funny graphics. Here, I'll send one to you.
I like that. Is that a old afternoon show thing with Alan?
Yeah, but I don't think they use it.
Alan's really good at this stuff.
I know.
Alan's really good at coming up like the tinfoil Tuesdays or whatever the hell he does, and like he's really good at coming up with this stuff. Shot of styles. Yeah, he's really good at this. So I'm sure we gotta get Alan involved in what a Sam Amick big news drop is called.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you missed it today, which I don't think you have if you're listening, but we're going to discuss it at length on today's episode of Matt and Kayla. Hello, welcome in. I'm Matt George, Kayla Anderson with me, Kyle Ledbetter with us as always as well. Sam reported this morning, just kind of snuck it in, by the way, at the bottom of an article that was really about like Stefan Castle and the Spurs, and it was a really good article, talked about Greg Popovich.
Yep.
And the conversations that he had with the team after Game 2 before Game 3 and the motivation. De'Aaron Fox talked about it in that article. Like another, just more great journalistic work from Sam Amick of The Athletic for you to go and check out. And at the very end of the article, there's just this little section that's just like, oh, other things I'm hearing. Bam! Domantas Sabonis, Charlotte Hornets discussed a trade. This is what it could be. Here are the draft picks, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
okay.
All right. Well, thanks for sneaking that in. And, of course, everybody's taken that and run with it. I will read, Kayla, the whole passage from Sam for you now. And I'm anxious to get your thoughts when you saw this morning because you were up before the sun like you normally are.
That is correct.
Per league sources, Sacramento and Charlotte have had recent talks about Kings big man Domantas Sabonis. While a deal is not imminent and appears unlikely before the June 23rd draft, sources say that the Hornets have some interest in the 30-year-old three-time All-Star. The problem for now, it seems, is that the Kings have been hoping to land one of Charlotte's 2 first-round picks. They have number 14 and 18 in the deal, and the Hornets have signaled a desire to retain their picks and discuss Sabonis later in the summer. Sabonis has 2 seasons left on his deal, $45.4 million next season and $48.6 million in 2027-2028. Well, there's something there.
There is something there.
There's a framework.
There's a new team, we should say, that is interested in possibly acquiring Mr. Sabonis.
And it makes sense for Charlotte.
It does. And I feel like with... this is something that we talked about, pushing it to the summer. I think Kyle was the one when we were making the arguments of when they should do it. Because I believe you and I were kind of like, do it now.
Yeah, get it done.
If you can do it. And it looks like there were some legs to that.
Yes.
Especially Toronto.
Yep.
Maybe last minute, was it the Washington deal that ended up happening? Was that Washington that ended up acquiring?
Yes, Washington was very interested, but because when we hear these rumors, it's like a first-round pick, but we don't know the specifics of what that first-round pick is.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the Wizards traded for Anthony Davis,
yep,
we saw what that first-round pick would have been, and it wasn't all that exciting.
It was literally the 30th pick.
Yeah, it was like that's not a good first-rounder for Domantas
Right.
Sabonis. So it's as soon as we saw that break, it's like, okay, we understand why the Kings weren't exactly thrilled with that offer from Washington.
But this is something to definitely keep your eye on. And I feel like if you now have a name that's being put out there, now it's just like, okay, how can we logistically make it work?
Yep. Well, there's a player element to this trade, which is how you get the money to work, because Sabonis is very expensive. So you're going to have to take some players back.
Right.
There are multiple ways that the Kings could do this. Completely acquiring expiring contracts, which is very ideal, and also shedding money short term.
Yeah.
Like there are options that they have. So we can start to go onto these trade machines and things like that and try to figure out like financially what this looks like and which players could move to the Kings in the deal. And it's not hard to put together some realistic offers for that. But I want to start with the picks specifically because that's what this conversation is about. It's the picks. Like, I think this trade would be done
if it wasn't
if
for
the Hornets weren't hesitant about 14 and 18.
Yep.
And this makes me think like the difference between the Kings getting either 14 or 18 in this year's draft and a future first from Charlotte are massive because it's likely going to be a worse draft in the future. Plus, if the Hornets acquire Domantas Sabonis after being a playoff team this season, in theory, they're going to be better, which is going to make their future draft picks worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it would be a deal breaker or not. Now, I think it depends on what other interest there is about Sabonis around the league. And we'll talk during lunch break about how the Kings could actually use this information being out there as leverage for some other teams. We'll get to that at noon today. But if it's me, knowing how I think the Kings value Sabonis, and because of this new draft lottery system de-incentivizing losing games, I think it might be a deal breaker if you don't get 14 or 18 compared to like a future first. Like, that's a big difference. Even getting one, even if it's 18, getting another pick in this year's draft in the first round is a big deal.
So you're saying you would take at least just one?
I'm not expecting both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either
the Hornets
14,
aren't giving
right.
up both. I'd push for 14, of course.
Of course, but if they gave you 18,
right,
you'd be okay with it.
Yes, I think, and the compromise,
especially again in this year's draft.
If 18 is the compromise compared to, let's say it's a 2028 Charlotte first.
Mm-hmm.
Like by 2028, if this trade goes well, which is, by the way, the end of Domantas Sabonis' contract, by 2028, if this trade goes well for Charlotte and they continue to build upon the great season that they had, then the Sacramento Kings aren't going to get a very good pick. Now, you could also gamble and hope that the Hornets don't succeed and you get an even better pick than the 18th overall pick in future years, but that feels less likely in the East compared to, like, a lot of teams would gamble that a Kings pick in the future is going to be bad because it's the Kings. History would tell you the same thing with the Hornets, but this Hornets team looks really, really good. And you add Sabonis to that, I think they're a playoff team, a perpetual playoff team in the East.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're doing the deal, right?
Yep.
If they do that. So here's interesting thing to think about, again, because you don't want to completely devalue Domantas Sabonis. I get it.
Right.
Right now, his value isn't as high as you'd like it to be, but you do have now another potential suitor, and you maybe look at one of those picks, right? What was it, 14 and 18
14
again?
or 18.
Yeah. Do you look at where you're, with those certain players in this year's draft, who are you looking at that may be somebody that you're going, okay.
Interesting.
Now, even if it is 18, we still are identifying this player that we've liked and that we feel could be more of a difference maker sooner than later.
Yep.
And does that entice you more than to be like, okay, let's just get this deal done?
Well, it's interesting you bring up that perspective because I think that's how Charlotte is going to approach the draft.
Yeah.
Like, if this trade happens, I think it happens on draft night. Because what I think happens is, let's say Charlotte makes a selection at 14. They have their eyes on someone at 18. That someone's not going to be there. Or is selected earlier than that, and then they go, all right, you know what, here, let's get this deal done, here's 18. Like, I don't see this trade, and as Sam reports, it's unlikely to happen before the draft.
Yep.
I don't see this trade happening any other time other than draft night or after it. And the Kings are obviously going to push for it to happen on draft night so they can pick up another first-round pick. But from the Kings' perspective, I'll just throw out names. I'm looking at a mock draft right here. I'll just throw out names that are in the 12 to 18 range, or 12 to 20 range, right?
Got it.
Yaxel Lendeborg out of Michigan. I don't think he's going to go further than 12 with OKC, but we don't know. We talked about him a lot, this guy a lot yesterday. LeBaron Philon Jr. is at 13. Kareem Lopez, the small forward out of New Zealand. Cameron Carr, who a lot of people like as a potential shooting guard. And imagine that. If the Kings really like Cameron Carr, now you've got your backcourt of the future. You draft Kingston Flemings or Darius Acuff. You go out, acquire 18, and Cameron Carr's there. You pick up Cameron Carr. Now your future backcourt is solidified.
Yep.
Or at least you believe your future backcourt is solidified. Jaden Quintons, out of Kentucky, the power forward center. Dalen Swain, Haynes Steinbach, Bennett Sturtz, another point guard that a lot of people have liked, although I think the Kings are going to address the point guard position with the 7th pick. There are options there for Sacramento to where, again, 18 doesn't sound horrible to me compared to, it doesn't have to be a deal breaker between 14 and 18, but I do think it would be a deal breaker between 18 in this year's draft and a future Charlotte pick. Me personally, it would be for Domas right now.
Yeah, for right now, I think so too. And I think you have to be, you have to be smart about, you're trying to fix this team for the future. Absolutely. You're trying to build for the future. but you can't just do it by assuming that if you get a future pick from them, that's going to be worth something, and then you're kind of in a hole.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I agree with you. I think if 18 would not be bad. I think I would do it for the 18th pick. Again, because this draft is like extremely good at the top. We know that. But I still think there are really, really valuable picks throughout the first round.
Well, there are a lot of players that in other years would be lottery picks that are going to fall just outside the lottery, and 14 to 18. 14 is just outside the lottery.
Right.
And 18 is a decent ways outside the lottery.
And you know how things go. You know how some teams make a surprise pick or pick somebody that, you know, there could be a player that just trickles right to you.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, 14 is the last pick in the lottery. So,
I
don't think Charlotte's trading 14.
It would probably be.
Unless the Kings include something else.
Which is crazy. You're already trading, without a doubt, the best player in the deal, and it's not even close. Because we'll get to like what the players could look like coming back to Sacramento, but you're basically looking at them as numbers on a piece of paper. You're looking at them as their financial situation, not as players. Like maybe one guy you might look at from Charlotte and go, hey, maybe he could be a part of the future. But I would look at this trade as we're acquiring players to fill the back end of our roster to replace the Doug McDermotts and maybe the Devin Carters and players like that. Round out the bottom of the roster that fall off the books at the end of the year. Like, think about that. If the Kings take all expiring contracts back for Domantas Sabonis, they could open around $8 million of cap space immediately.
Yep.
And on top of that, all that money, LaVine, DeRozan, and all the players they get for Sabonis. But essentially, LaVine, DeRozan, Sabonis, all off the books going into next summer. You've just opened up over $100 million of cap space. More than that.
And again,
for next offseason.
And again, you could, now it's not guaranteed, nothing is, but again, if you do get that other pick in the first round and it does at least start to fill out your roster a little, even if it is someone who eventually comes off the bench but is that good, solid bench player for you. Or it could be, like you said, a shooting guard who solidifies your backcourt. I mean, you could get
another forward, get a wing. And
you just never know.
And at 18, too, it's a lot more personal preference than it is like at 7. At 7, you're like, all right, I want to try and find the best player amongst this crop. But preference also matters, like whether it's Flemings or Acuff or whatever. But at 18, like, who cares if they pick a guy that's mocked at 26? If that's a wing that they really like, go and get him at 18. Who cares? If it's a big man, go and get him.
Go and get him, yeah.
So picking up 18 would be a big deal. Like, to me, like, if on draft night, if you told me right now you're getting basically expiring contracts back and the 18th pick on draft night for Domantas Sabonis, I don't know how the Kings could expect better. Realistically, I just don't know how they could expect better.
Again, because you've been dealing with this Sabonis thing for a minute now, and you don't have any other contracts that right now are just going to be off the books immediately. We all know the LaVine story, and DeMar DeRozan, we'll see what happens with it, but this is the biggie. But this is the other biggie besides LaVine.
This really would allow you, though, because $8 million isn't enough to get you under the luxury tax if you free up $8 million right away. And I use that $8 million specifically because looking at a lot of the contracts and the players, which we'll get into in a second, that you could swap for Sabonis to make the money work. Roughly estimate $8 to $8.5 million is essentially what the Kings could free up right away.
Yeah.
Or that's the amount of money that the Hornets right now could add to their payroll going into next year in order to take Domantas Sabonis back. And of course, they're more of a win now team than the Sacramento Kings are.
Also, if the Kings took that on and then waived DeRozan, they'd be under the luxury tax.
Exactly. You could do that. Right. You're under the luxury tax. You let DeMar DeRozan walk, and you no longer need to move on from Zach LaVine, even though you'd want to. That also does, though, give you the opportunity, if you want to, depending upon what you do with the 18th pick, to kick the can down the road with DeRozan and make a decision in January.
For sure.
Because January is when the $10 million becomes $25 million guaranteed.
Yeah, you just have, it's not a ton of flexibility, but it's a little more than if you just continue to go into this season with all of those contracts again.
Right. And $8 million a year, by the way, that's the number that I have floating around in my head of what Precious Achiuwa is going to cost.
That's what you were saying.
I don't know why. $8.5 million a year for Precious sounds
About right.
Perfect.
After
to me.
last year's performance.
Sounds
throughout
perfect
the season.
to me because he was coming off of a league minimum deal. And I do think other teams are going to offer him that, maybe more than that. And Precious, I think, it would be advisable, as much as he liked Sacramento, it would be advisable for Precious to take the money to go and play for a contender than stay in Sacramento. But who knows what his motivations are.
We don't know that.
And who knows
he did love it here.
What money is out there for him. Okay, so now let's talk about the players as part of this deal. You could look through the Hornets roster and try and find, he might look good on the Kings. He might look good on the Kings. I'm really not doing that.
Because it's not going to be big-time names.
I'm looking at numbers, and I'm looking at expirings.
Yeah.
That's all I'm looking at here. Because that's
the reality.
Getting rid of Domantas Sabonis is to free yourself up financially a year earlier. That's what you're doing this for. Like, it's getting off of that. You don't have to pay Sabonis for 2 more years now. And if you're getting a pick back, that's the main
That's the thing
that
you're talking about here, not the players.
So here's what I think the most likely trade would be. This is total speculation on my part. I'm not reporting anything here. This is total speculation, just what I think the trade would be. Miles Bridges and Grant Williams for Domantas Sabonis. Those are the players, which would free up $8.4 million of cap space for the Kings immediately. Both Miles Bridges, who's a small forward, and Grant Williams, who's a power forward, are both expiring deals. Now, the reason I hate this is because I don't like Miles Bridges, and if you want to know why I don't like Miles Bridges, just look it up on the internet. He's had some issues. He's had some things off the court that I'm just not...
I guess I'm not as privy. I know Grant. I covered Grant at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I know Grant. I don't know
Miles has had some domestic violence issues.
Okay, I didn't know.
He was suspended 30 games.
Was that okay? That was mild.
It's just, and I know, like, listen, not to be hypocritical because the Kings had Terrence Davis here during the Beam team, and Terrence Davis has had his issues as well. And I'm not interested in comparing incidents and which one was worse and stuff like that. It's all gross. It's all uncomfortable. But I'm not a fan of acquiring Miles Bridges, even if he's on a 1-year deal. Miles Bridges, the player, outside of the person, the player is a lot of what the Sacramento Kings could use. Miles Bridges was pretty good for the Charlotte Hornets last season in his role as that wing. So I don't even know if Charlotte would want to move on from Miles Bridges. But Miles is $22.8 million on his contract, expires gone at the end of the year. Grant Williams, power forward, adds some more forward depth. If you don't go out and get Precious Achiuwa and bring him back, $14.2 million.
Oh, okay.
That money is off the books, gone.
Easy peasy.
By the end of the year. And 2 players for 1 is a lot more realistic than the other scenario I'll present in a second.
Well, and that just reminds me how much easier that is than talking about Myrtle the Pearl. And if they were to do any of that back in the day with, or back at the trade deadline, I should say, with Pirtle.
Again, we'll talk about this at noon. I really think the Kings could use this information being out there as leverage to put pressure on Toronto. And
But they're still going to want to get rid of Pirtle,
yes,
right?
But if they want Sabonis, they now have competition.
So you're saying this could definitely help
Absolutely,
a little bit,
I
drum
think it
up
could.
some of this old talk.
I absolutely think it could. If the Kings want draft compensation, the Charlotte Hornets are going to be the most enticing offer. If the Kings want talent, the Raptors with RJ Barrett are going to be the most enticing offer. Now, the Raptors might push back. Again, we'll talk about this at noon, but the Raptors might push back because RJ Barrett was good for them in the playoffs.
Really good.
But
and Scott likes him.
I don't think RJ Barrett is part of their long-term plans. And yes, the Jakob Poeltl contract conversation is certainly part of it, but if the Raptors, 1, really want Sabonis to make their leap, and 2, want to stop Sabonis from coming to the conference that they're in and becoming direct competition with them, because the Raptors and Hornets are in very similar positions in the East. They're trying to go from sneaking into the playoffs to legitimate trying to make an Eastern Conference run.
I agree.
So Sabonis could be the difference maker for both of those teams, and they might be bidding against each other. So we'll see if the Kings can use that. But so trade number 1 is 2 players, Miles Bridges, Grant Williams. Okay, let's assume either 1, you don't want to bring Miles Bridges in because of the off-court stuff.
Great.
Or the Charlotte Hornets don't want to move on from Miles Bridges because even though he's an expiring, he was an important veteran for that team last year. Okay. You could do financially Domantas Sabonis for Josh Green, Grant Williams, so shooting guard, Grant Williams, small power forward, and I always mispronounce the first name, Salon.
Tejan Salon.
Tejan Salon.
He is now he's affordable. He's only has an $8.2 million contract this year, but Salon is under contract next year.
Okay, so there is a little more money involved with that.
Right.
one.
He makes $10.4 million next year.
Okay.
So I think some people, I'm pretty sure Allen's been joking about Salon to the Sacramento Kings for a long time.
Because he said he was a can't-miss prospect.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yes.
Okay.
Allen was never more wrong than saying Tejan Salon was a can't-miss prospect.
Well, Allen, I don't know if Allen, this is the new PBJ for Allen or not, but Allen, I think, would like this move. You free up less money long term. You're bringing in 3 players instead of 2, which again could be fine to round out the bottom of your roster because I don't think Doug McDermott is coming back or any of those guys that you need to field a full roster of guys. You are also going to have 2 second-round picks, so keep that in mind. You have 2-way contracts as well. You free up less money long term, but you don't take back the bigger contract in Miles Bridges. My only issue with this and why I say this is a lot less likely is typically it's not impossible, but the more players you add to balance out the money of one player, the more convoluted and less likely it gets. Trading 3 players for 1 player typically is pretty rare and pretty difficult to do. The Kings might end up having the roster spots to be able to absorb them for a year at the back end of the roster. And I don't know if they'd look at Josh Green or Grant Williams as assets or not. I have no idea what Scott Perry thinks of these players.
I mean, Josh Green's pretty bad.
I agree.
Like, that would be a sunken. That's just to match salary.
Exactly.
Like,
and then you let him walk.
Throwaway type
that would
of
be
situation.
Dario Saric all over.
Yeah.
He's $14.6
right.
million. Grant is $14.2 million. And I think Grant Williams can play.
I think Grant can still play.
I think Grant Williams, you could tell me Grant Williams would have be a part of the rotation as like an 8th man or 9th man at 15 minutes a night.
He'd fit well here.
I think, 12 minutes a night. I think you could talk, I just think that's less likely because you're talking 3 players for 1.
Yeah, 3's a lot.
So that's why my gut would be the framework of the deal, my gut thought or gut feeling about it would be the Charlotte Hornets are not trading 14. They're going to make a selection at 14 unless the guy that they love at 14 is gone. The Kings are not getting both 14 and 18. That's a pipe dream.
I
But
wish.
if the Hornets get the guy they want at 14, and they have an eye on someone at 18, but they're kind of on the fence, and Domantas Sabonis is going to be way better than whoever they get at 18. And the Kings are saying, absolutely not. We're not taking a future first. It's 18 or bust. And it's 18 Miles Bridges and Grant Williams for Domantas Sabonis on draft night.
I'm doing it.
I don't like Miles Bridges, but I do it.
But I do it. Again, you're not tied to him long term either.
No, it's 1 year. It's 1 year.
Yeah.
He helps you deal with it, and you move on, I'd hope. But I don't know.
And then you're getting, again, the issue with having to still carry this Sabonis contract into next year and then still trying to figure. I mean, I think it starts to get things off the checklist.
Yes.
Eventually, you just have to start checking things off, right? Not just because you want to give them away, but this isn't, to me, giving them away if you get that 18 pick.
Yes.
And I think Charlotte would do it. I truly do.
If you move on from Domantas Sabonis, you are saving yourself $48.9 million, $48.6 million in cap space in 2027, 2028.
It's huge.
After Zach becomes a free agent and DeMar DeRozan becomes a free agent if you don't cut him or move on from him. I mean, if you just add up all that money, the Kings are opening up like $110 million of cap space to use next summer, which allows...
That's massive.
It would allow Scott Perry to have the flexibility to finally start to build what he's trying to build.
Because that's the thing, again, they're trying to build what they want to build, not with just the scraps and leftovers. And the longer they have to wait, the longer it's going to take.
Yeah, the faster Scott Perry can get out of what he inherited.
That's what it is.
And allow himself to really put his stamp on all facets of this roster.
Yep.
That's going to be very enticing to Perry, which is why he's discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as we move on from these rumors about Domantas Sabonis and trades to Charlotte Hornets, we'll talk about this a ton over the course of this show, don't you worry. How about some other rumors? One of our friends, he's been on the show, from No Ceilings, Corey Taluba, says that if Darius Acuff Jr. isn't there for the Kings at 7, there's another point guard that they have their eyes on, and it's someone we haven't really talked about. Who is that? We'll tell you who that is. Coming up next, it's Matt and Kayla, just getting started on a Wednesday, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
Happy Wednesday from the KCRA3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Ophelia Young. Today is a weather impact day for north breezes responsible for fire risk. The heat is also expected to build this week with daytime highs today in the low to mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696355.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Gas prices got you down? Now is the time to save at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. When you save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. With over 600 Rams available, your new Ram is waiting at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings after factory incentive and dealer discounts. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit for eligible upfit, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance on eligible trade-in, 500 Hoblet business owner bonus for verified business owners, and 9,500 dealer discount. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have not been following the great work of the entire crew at No Ceilings, they just dropped their full, in-depth, like NBA draft guide. Pretty sure it's like $15. You can go and buy it right now.
It's like the beast.
It's
that
like
they do for football.
A handbook of everything you need to know about all these draft prospects. It is a phenomenal resource. And Corey Taluba is one of the great staff members at No Ceilings. We've had him on the show before. In fact, I'm working to try and get Corey back on Friday to talk about what he shared yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. I think Corey was doing a stream or a video where he was essentially doing a mock draft.
Right.
And as expected, a lot of people think that Acuff Jr. is the target for the Kings at 7. But there's a lot of speculation about whether or not he will be there.
Sure.
So we've talked a lot about on this show. It sounds like if Acuff isn't there, Flemings is the backup plan. But Corey says,
ooh,
I've heard different.
Whoa.
He said that he has heard that Braden Burries is who the Kings really like if Darius Acuff Jr. isn't there. And the timing of this could not be better, Kayla, because tomorrow, our very own Brendan Nunes has the Sactown scouting report dropping about Burries.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was. Okay, that's the next one.
But we talked about Burries either early this week or late last week. Late last week, because a rumor and reports have come out that Burries in his camp, Clutch Sports, Rich Paul.
By the way, just found out he's boyfriend of Adele.
You didn't know that?
Did not know that.
Oh, yeah. He sits courtside with Adele all the time.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, really?
Like, I knew that, but I didn't know that, if you know what I'm saying.
That's like his additional claim to fame.
When everyone first saw that, they were like, this is the most random couple
It is
of all
a
time.
very random couple.
Very random.
So Clutch, it sounds like, is very much trying to maneuver Burries to Dallas.
Right.
Makes a ton of sense. Back up or learn from Kyrie while he's still there. Whatever version of Kyrie is coming off of this catastrophic, was it Achilles or ACL? ACL injury that he had.
Yep.
And you get to play with Cooper Flagg. You're the future backcourt with Cooper Flagg in Dallas, right? So it makes a lot of sense for Burries and Clutch to have interest in that position. That does not mean that we've heard that they're like saying we refuse to play for anybody else. It hasn't been that extreme. And also doesn't mean that anybody ahead of the Dallas Mavericks should give a damn about that necessarily. But they're probably going to consider it, and they're going to think about it. I will just speak for myself. I have not heard anything about Braden Burries and the Kings. When I saw this information, I reached out to a source, have not heard back. If you want to read the tea leaves, maybe that means they're trying to keep it under wraps. I have no clue. I have nothing on this. I have not heard any of that before, which, depending upon how you want to look at it, could mean, yeah, there's nothing here. Or that could mean, well, if there's smoke that's being put out by the Kings about Acuff and about Flemings and stuff like this, and some of it's by the Kings and some of it's not by the Kings, and there's nothing over here, is Braden Burries the secret in the ace in the back pocket that the Kings don't want teams to know about? I don't know. I genuinely do not know, but I had not heard anything about Braden Burries to this point to Sacramento.
Well, first of all, I am excited to hear or to read Brendan Nunes' breakdown to him later this week. But we've had a lot of listeners, and especially some of the listeners that are in the YouTube chat. Burry's name has been brought up by a lot of them for a long time. There's some really, there's excitement surrounding him for several people who have liked him from the beginning. A guy that averaged 16 points last year for the Arizona Wildcats, a very good Arizona Wildcats, 4.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 49.1% from the field. He, I believe, is just a little taller, not the Keaton Wagler size.
No.
But he's about 6'4".
Yep.
So he is a little bit taller than these guards we're talking about in Kingston Flemings and Acuff.
He's right in the middle of Wagler and those two.
Yeah. So, and again, played in a really good team. It's a great program. I think that we all know the background of Arizona players too in the league. So I don't know. I haven't done a lot of deep diving on him. Oh, also 39.1% from 3.
Yep. So Braden measured in at 6'3" and 3/4 inches without shoes at the combine, roughly 6'5" in shoes. Yep. Again, most of those
shoes.
Flemings and Acuff were very 6'2" and 1/4", around 6'2" and 1/2" in shoes. They're 6'3" and 1/2". So there's a noticeable difference. It's not it's an inch. It's not massive. He does have a 6'6" wingspan.
There it is.
He is a bit on the heavier side too at 215.
He is a little bit bigger guard.
So he is more looked at as a hybrid combo guard necessarily than a pure point guard. And when reading and hearing about, and Brendan's going to break this down better than I can, but when reading and listening and watching film on Braden Burries, what stood out to me is he's more than capable with the ball in his hands. He's a 3-level scorer, of course. He brought up the shooting percentage, 39% from 3 on a good volume. A lot of people consider that his playmaking in general needs more work to create for others, and I believe the Kings are more targeting a playmaker in addition to scoring at their point guard position, although the size might be why they really like Braden Burries. So I don't know. He's also a capable defender because of his measurements. So there's a lot about Braden Burries that I think makes sense for the Sacramento Kings. I just haven't heard a peep about it, which could be by design. That doesn't mean anything, but I'm surprised because I believe, I don't believe that Darius Acuff Jr. and Kingston Flemings are being put out there simply as fake shields. I do believe there is genuine, significant interest from the Sacramento Kings in both of those players. We haven't heard a thing about Burries. We haven't even really heard anything about Michael Brown Jr. either.
That's what I was going to say. Other than Kingston and Acuff Jr., I think and a lot of that is just, we've been talking about these guys for so long because they feel like they're the more of the obvious choice at that number 7 spot. If both of them are there, if one of them are there, that all these other names, we've definitely broke down players,
right?
But it's just even Wagler, but it's it doesn't seem as realistic of those guys landing here. But again, I mean, maybe this is somebody that it's going to come out of the blue. And this is not the first time things have ever happened like this. There are plenty of times where people talk about, hey, this person is connected to there. And then you come draft time and you're like, say what?
Yep.
They took Burries?
Yeah.
So it's not ever out of the question.
Again,
but I don't think it's necessarily something I would do. I would definitely go other players before him. But
and how much do you take the Dallas Mavericks preference of Braden Burries, reportedly preference of Braden Burries, into account too if you're the Sacramento Kings? Again, Brendan Nunez is going to be dropping his Sactown scouting report about Braden Burries tomorrow if you want to learn more about him. Really quick before we go to break, TC's been on hold. I knew TC was going to call in when he heard about these Sabonis rumors. Music to your ears, right, TC?
Hey, music to my ears, and I love it. Kayla, Matt, what's going on?
What's up, TC?
Hey, so listen, man, check it out. Listen, Tomas, I'm doing that deal right now for 18 by itself. Listen, check it out. Grant Williams and my boy Bridges, they're both dogs. Matt, I understand what Bridges went through, but listen, we need what they bring to the table as an up-and-coming team. They're both dogs. We need that. So I'm doing an 18 alone.
TC, appreciate the call. I mean, the 18th pick is what's really enticing here. I don't know if I would, just a little advice, TC, I don't know if I'd be calling Bridges my boy on publicly, but, hey, I agree as an archetype of a player, Bridges is a lot of what the Sacramento Kings could use, but there's always going to be the elephant in the room with him, and a lot of that has, I know, swayed a lot of organizations from acquiring him or being interested in acquiring him because of all the off-court baggage there, which the Kings absolutely do have to take into account and what the reaction would be to that. But in terms of the 14th or 18th pick, I don't think 14's on the table. I really believe that's the 18th pick we're talking about here in this year's draft. I think the Kings would
be.
I think the Kings I think the Kings would do it right now if Charlotte said, let's do it. But I think Charlotte's probably going to wait till draft night to make that final decision, and that's good. You go into draft night with the framework of its Charlotte deal done with what it could look like for 18 if Charlotte decides to pull the trigger on that, and now you use the next 2 weeks to start talking to other parties who might be interested in Sabonis and start putting the pressure on a little bit.
Because you want to have a couple different options if you can, right? Yep. And we know Scott is very smart in terms of business. I don't doubt that he's in the crock pot and he's working something up.
And could the Kings use another team like the Raptors to accelerate Charlotte to where they go, okay, fine, you know what? Yeah, let's do 18 right now.
Exactly.
You never know. We'll talk about that at noon. But coming up next, the A's Las Vegas series has been an offensive baseball showcase, and I'm not talking about runs scored. We'll break down the ESPN article talking about what's been going down in Las Vegas this week and what's coming this weekend. And more still on the way. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Come for the sports talk. Stay for the food critiques.
They make such a big deal out of Whataburger and their little spicy ketchup. Whataburger is the Big Lebowski of fast food hamburger joints. And In-N-Out Double-Double is the Shawshank Redemption of fast food burgers.
And the movie reviews are an added bonus. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sacramento, get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road for crazy deals on DeWalt products. We're talking all of the lowest prices in Sacramento on bare tools, tool products, batteries, lasers, hand tools, outdoor power equipment, and so much more. Again, this DeWalt sale event will be June 12th from 7 till 5:30 and June 13th from 9 till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, June 13th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies. All sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Look, I know the A's, the Athletics, are going to Las Vegas. I've already accepted it, even if it still doesn't make me feel great. But the A's playing this week in Las Vegas, at the Las Vegas ballpark, has bothered me more than I expected it to. And it's more like bitterness than anything else. It's like,
that's okay. You
I shouldn't
feel
have
that.
these feelings.
I don't think that that's fair to say that.
But ESPN wrote an article laying out what the last 2 days and 2 games in Las Vegas have looked like.
All right.
And it kind of made me smile. I'm not going to lie. The pettiness was flowing because this has been, in some ways, like kind of a mockery of baseball. A lot of this article, which is written by Tim Keown, I think that's how you pronounce his name, kind of illustrates just how silly and absurd at least baseball in Las Vegas could be, at least when being played in this minor league ballpark. First off, he talks about the infield, according to the infielders, is basically like pavement.
Yeah.
Like the ball is bouncing so hard off of this infield dirt that like infielders are almost ducking for cover and having a hard time knocking a ball down or even getting to a baseball because it's being fired at them and taking hops either over their heads or right into their faces. I think, in A's shortstop Alika Williams was asked to describe the difference between pavement and the infield, and he said, not much.
No.
It's basically the same. But then, like, listen, I know offense is fun and hitters' ballparks exist, but what's happening in Las Vegas is absurd. In 2 games between the A's and the Milwaukee Brewers, there have been 41 total runs and 15 total home runs.
Goodness gracious.
Including balls that would be routine pop flies in most other ballparks are going out in Vegas. It's nuts.
So I will say this. I feel a little bad for A's players. And I say this because they're playing in minor league baseball parks for 2.5 years or whatever it is. But they're not just playing in like one minor league baseball, that's their home. Now they're doing this whole 2-week thing. I'm not going to lie, I get it, but I actually don't get it.
Yeah.
Because I believe this is already unfair in some ways I get it. Like things happen. They're building a new stadium for them. They've got to have a place to play. The Sutter Health Park was like, we'll host them. They've done their job. They fixed things. This year has been better in terms of just overall facilities and just things that they said they were going to fix. But then to throw them down there for 2 weeks in another minor league ballpark that is absolutely probably not up to par, just because they want to pub up the team, just wait till the team, like I actually, the more I think about it, do not agree with this.
So there is a strategy behind it, too, that is worth pointing out. Like, they give Sutter Health Park, the field at Sutter Health Park, a break because it's being played on every week. Either the River Cats or the A's are playing on it. So I get that part of it.
Yeah.
They were going to have to move a series one way or another.
But either way,
what did they do last year then?
They had the River Cats play a series in Tacoma or something
that? So the River Cats played in Tacoma as the quote unquote home team.
Okay.
So like they were in the home dugout.
Yeah. It was just, no matter what, baseball has to acknowledge it's just silly.
That's a difficult thing there.
On the surface, the strategy of, have the A's play a series or a week in Vegas to start to introduce themselves to Vegas and Vegas sports fans and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. But at the same time, one, you have the A's who are a very competitive team right now, the players are having to deal with all of this, and Whitey Gleason has put it brilliantly in the afternoon. Like, just a clear sign that the A's organization does not care about this year's A's team.
Hands down.
They don't care. Like,
No.
the A's are very much playing competitive baseball.
No.
You'd want to make it as simple and easy as possible, but instead you're forcing your team to bounce all over
they
the
don't
place
care.
and play in 2 different minor league parks and have to adjust to everything. Like, the Milwaukee Brewers pitching staff has been really good this year, and they're getting absolutely shelled in this ballpark.
And that's the other part of it, too. Like, the opposing teams that just happen to fall on that schedule of, hey, you're going to be playing in Las Vegas at the AAA park. Remember back in the day when you played AAA? Like, well, you're back there for a major league game. I also think there's a lot that goes on that we're not even hearing about because they're promoting the future Vegas team. These players are asked to do more things during these 2 weeks. So that's another thing. We don't see things, but I know covering the game and I know, like, things that have to do with promotions, like, that's definitely going on too. There's more of that right now for them.
Well, here's the part of this article that really boils my blood. Is while this absurd baseball showcase is happening, you have the worst owner in professional sports and just absolute crook, in my opinion, in John Fisher, taking victory laps. Let me just read this paragraph for you and tell me this doesn't just
boil my blood,
gross you out. A's owner John Fisher, who maintained a private persona while the team was in Oakland, partly out of preference in the years before the move was announced, partly out of necessity since, was on the field before the game, shaking hands and slapping backs. He watched the game with team executives and investors from the last suite down the left field line. He sang the national anthem, even yelling "Knights" at the appropriate time like a true Las Vegas vegan. And he ate a hot dog and drank a beer. When amusement became farce and "Oh, what a night" was the between-inning music, Fisher stood and sang along after the music ended. He was the happiest man in the ballpark. That, like,
oof.
I hate you. Like, I hate you because this mockery of the game is happening in front of you. This absolute joke that the Major League Baseball has allowed to happen because they just want a new ballpark on the Strip and they want that opening day and they want that shot on MLB Network before the A's first game in Las Vegas in front of like 40 people who may or may not care and are tourists who are just trying to get back to the casino. And they want that shot of the Strip and, oh, here's New York, and here's Monterey Bay, all this Mandalay Bay, and then, oh, look, there's the brand new gorgeous ballpark on the Strip. Like, they want all this pomp and circumstance and pageantry so much that they're giving a handout to this absolute you-know-what of an owner who's fine celebrating and laughing and having a great time because he knows the MLB is just giving him this opportunity to make a boatload of money while continuing to run this organization into the ground. It just grosses me out.
Disappointing. Especially, I have the hiccups, by the way. So if I hiccup or I pause,
that's what John Fisher does to you.
A thing.
Your body is
makes
reacting
me very,
to John.
Upset, obviously. By the way,
just hold your breath. That's the trick.
Oh, that never does it for me. I have to get scared or something.
Boom. Sorry.
But anyway, no, I just did it again. But anyway, in terms of Fisher, this is all pomp and circumstance. I think it's all fraudulent. Like, it just makes it look fake, especially like right now. Again, I don't think this is a necessity. I understand they have to play somewhere else for at least a week, but this is, I just think it just looks even worse on the whole situation. And by the way, no one gives a damn right now about the A's in Vegas because the Knights are actually playing for a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that kind of backfired on them, is that they planned this the exact week the Golden Knights are in the Stanley Cup final.
Right.
It's a comedy of errors. About that. It's a comedy of errors in Las Vegas. It just always has been.
Here's the thing. Vegas can't even do a first game disaster as good as Sacramento. In Sacramento, we had bats dying in the net and drones flying on the field, and we found out the shed was a thing, and the scoreboard ran out in the first inning. The radio broadcast crowd. Like, if you're going to do disaster first game, you can't even do it as good as Sacramento.
I will say, as part of this article, the players got to go and tour the new ballpark, and apparently were nerding out about the Player Performance Center, which includes recovery rooms and hydro pools. So the players got to tour, and they were excited about that. And here's the kicker as we wrap this up. Remember all the talk about how hot it was going to be in Sacramento? And playing games in Sacramento, how are they going to deal with this? Okay, well, so far, the weather has been cooperating during this Vegas ballpark series. This weekend, the A's play the Colorado Rockies. in a 3-game series. On Friday, it's going to be 107 degrees.
Yep.
On Saturday, it's going to be 108 degrees.
Have fun.
On Sunday, it's going to be 109 degrees. Now, Friday and Saturday are night games, so it'll probably cool off a little bit. Sunday's a day game.
Good luck with that.
109-degree day game.
Yeah, no thank you.
In the middle of the summer heat in the desert. Cool. Love it. Maybe they should give out sweaters.
That'd be nice.
Just lean into it.
Iced sweaters.
What a joke. What a joke. We'll take the break. When we come back, the Golden State Warriors seem out of the running for Giannis. So what are they doing? Kyle, they're going back to an old reliable star target. We'll tell you who that is when we return. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, and here's Mark Hoffman.
With the news that Wallet Hub has decided the Choice Hotel Group, think quality and comfort inns, has the best hotel rewards program for 2026, I am reminded the importance of sharing the realities of hotel, airline, and other reward programs with you. They are all run by the company that created them. For example, United owns Mileage Plus, Hilton owns Hilton Honors, etc. The ownership puts the company in a unique position of printing and redeeming its own currency. The companies can devalue that currency anytime they wish and regularly do. The hotel that used to cost 30,000 points is now 40,000. The airline ticket you checked out has gone from 38,000 to 75,000 miles. Remember, they make all the rules. My tips: use your points as soon as you can to guard them against being devalued. Avoid cash and points awards unless it's your only option.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Injured and you're considering an L.A. law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you you to the next level.
Don't miss out on the biggest action sports event happening in Sacramento this June. Tickets are now live for MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026. See nearly 100 of the world's best skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Music performances featuring electronic music icon Cascade on Friday, June 26th, and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard, and music producer DJ Subtronics on Saturday, June 27th. Score your tickets today at xgames.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
We got rumors flying left and right now around the NBA, and I love it. I love it because some of it has to do with the draft, of course. Others have to do with just potential moves being made around the offseason, including major names like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Well, John Fisher has been putting different things out there, and here's what he had to say about Giannis. Sources close to the process consistently say that they believe that Miami is at the top of Antetokounmpo's current wish list, but likewise continue to whisper that the idea of landing in Boston is still in his thoughts. So it sounds like Giannis loves the idea of playing for the Heat in South Beach. Why wouldn't he? The Heat sound like the team right now that can make the most competitive, best offer for Giannis. We do know the Bucks want to try and get this deal done before draft night. Well, they're running out of time. Only a couple weeks left. Understandably, Boston could be a real player, and Giannis would like to compete for a championship in Boston. I would assume that Jaylen Brown is part of those discussions going back to the Bucks, but we don't know that specifically yet. But what do both of those teams have in common? They're not the Golden State Warriors. Oh, so sad. We know the Warriors were very much trying for Giannis and going hard after Giannis.
This is actually a fact.
It is Draymond.
Yeah, it's actually a fact.
They were going hard for Giannis during the season at the trade deadline because they believed that they couldn't probably compete with some of the teams and some of the offers that were going to be available to go after him this summer, and I think they're right. So, while I don't think the Warriors have totally bowed out of the Giannis conversations, based off of Giannis's preferences to stay out east and the Warriors' offer compared to the Heat's or potentially a Milwaukee Bucks offer, even a Portland Trailblazers offer, because they've been in the mix. Doesn't sound like they can really compete that much. So, apparently, they're moving on back to Old Reliable, Kayla. Old Reliable. This is from John Fisher.
John Fisher?
Or, not John Fisher. Screw that guy.
I was like, wait, he is really on your mind.
I was like,
Jake Fisher.
Between dancing at the ballpark, he's breaking NBA.
We like this Fisher. This is a good Fisher. John Fisher, kick rocks. Jake Fisher, you're great. We'd love to have you on the show. The Warriors remain committed to pursuing LeBron James and building a big four of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and LeBron. Quote,
there it is.
Staying with the Lakers is widely believed to be LeBron's preferred choice because he's so entrenched in Los Angeles now after 8 seasons with the purple and gold. God, it's been 8 seasons.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know. It's flown by.
Yeah, I saw someone say Austin Reeves is like his second longest tenured teammate.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's weird.
Yet league sources maintain that Golden State remains legitimately interested in adding LeBron to their Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and his best friend Draymond Green core, coached by Steve Kerr, with the pitch presumed to include the idea that LeBron could commute from Los Angeles to some degree without having to move his family.
That's crazy. Commute from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
I'm sure it would be like a private flight.
I was going to say, listen,
I don't think commute on via car.
If you come and play for the Warriors and form this super team and play with your buddy Draymond and let us sell tickets for another year, which I'm not going to lie to you, I would be very intrigued at what that team would look like. Joe Lacob will let you borrow his helicopter. What do you say?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm sure LeBron has his own at this point. look.
LeBron has his own helicopter.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
LeBron could
it
get
really doesn't.
whatever he wants.
I mean, again, these athletes have, they can get access to anything nowadays. But I'm sorry. This is starting to, like, is this a Bay Area trend? That
Star hunting.
We're going to acquire all the oldies.
Yeah.
The oldies but the goodies.
Yeah.
Get the band back together one more time.
Come on.
I understand this has been a connection for a minute and that it could be realistic. But what I don't think is realistic is this being a championship team.
Come on.
I look at this as like the big farewell to all these big players. Do you truly look around the league right now? Look at the two teams that are battling physically in the NBA Finals.
What about them?
This is not the recipe
for
a championship team.
Come on.
And to me, if they make that move, sure, they'll sell tickets. But you're putting yourself 1 year back again when it comes to actually doing what you need to do and doing a little rebuilding and remolding.
Chase Center already looks like a dental office. Why not make it into like an old folks retirement home?
Exactly.
Come on, I'm here for it.
They would sell so many jerseys.
Of course they would.
Is that
Are you
now?
kidding me?
Is that now the goal of NBA franchises to just sell jerseys?
For that franchise, I think it makes sense.
Are you kidding? Send Steph Curry into the sunset with LeBron James as his teammate. Oh, come on. I mean, it is the Olympic team. It is like it's a marketing dream.
No, why it makes all the sense in the world, Kayla, is that fundamentally, I don't believe you can win a championship with 38-year-old Steph Curry as your best player. Call me crazy. I just don't think that can happen.
How dare you?
But
the fountain of youth.
The logical step to say, okay, we can't win with Steph as our best player. The logical step is either get a player better than Steph, which the only option is Giannis, which they can't get, or trade Steph, which they're never, ever going to do. So at this point, you're essentially like, might as well make some cash on the way out the door.
It's the Senior Citizens Tour presented by the Golden State Warriors.
By Chase.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, this is why LeBron has no interest in it, because it is a blatant cash grab that LeBron does not want to partake in.
So Al Horford's 40, Steph is 38, Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are both 36. LeBron would be 41?
I think 42. He would turn 42.
Yeah.
So
he would turn 43.
So that core, we're
Holy
talking
smokes, man.
talking an average age of that core of 40 to 41 years old.
So he would turn 42 mid-season.
Am I mathing that right? No, it actually would be like an average age of 39. That's nuts.
And bring back Clay for one more year?
I love it! I love it. And honestly, why wouldn't LeBron?
Because it's a mockery of the end of his career?
I think that's...
Who cares, LeBron?
I mean, he's going to wear that like the captain patch.
Dude,
that's going to say retirement tour.
You made Space Jam 2. What the hell you care about preference? Space Jam 2 sucked.
They can all wear these like retirement jersey bands.
That movie was embarrassing.
I liked it.
No, it sucked. Space Jam 2
well, that's
was
it's hard
trash,
to
and you
what
signed
the first
up
one
to
was.
do that. Take your old ass to the Bay, team up with Steph, team up with your best buddy Draymond, team up with Al Horford, get sponsored by Rogaine, and have a great freaking time.
I think he's bald now. I think he just shaved his head.
Would love it. I genuinely would love it, because the Warriors would not be good, but they'd be good enough. They'd make the playoffs. They'd get smashed by one of these young teams, and it would be funny.
They'd make the playoffs if they can make sure that nobody gets in a wheelchair before the playoffs.
Exactly. Then wheel them out there. Have a Paul Pierce moment.
Where I agree with you, Matt, is that this would be a great regular season team to watch.
Oh, I would love it.
And the NBA doesn't have any of those.
No, the NBA, they would be on national TV every freaking game, and I don't even care.
It would be so
it.
interesting.
Are you kidding me? The Warriors, when they'd come to the Golden One Center twice a year to watch that team, we're watching the Olympics from 4 years ago. I'm in.
But they would have
and this is why people are like, why am I watching the NBA?
Yes, exactly.
No, for that team specifically, though, because there's nothing the Warriors can do to compete for a championship. So for that team specifically, it would be infinitely more interesting.
They refuse to do anything with Steph.
I love this. Can you tell?
Well, because you're not a Golden State Warrior fan.
Because it's absurd. No, I think Warriors fans would love this.
It would be a mixed bag.
If you're a Warriors fan, please let us know.
Warriors fans, look in the freaking
I really
mirror.
want to hear what
Look
Warriors
in
fans
the
would
mirror, Warrior fans. You're not competing for a title with Steph. You're not. You're not.
Well, with this group.
You're not getting Giannis. You're not getting SGA. You're not getting anybody that's going to make you a legitimate title contender. So bring in LeBron and celebrate the retirement tour. Have fun with it. Buy your jerseys. I think this is brilliant.
Send Jimmy Butler in a pick somewhere else and give LeBron $60 million.
Jimmy be here.
No, it's just the money thing. Because you'd have to cash out LeBron.
Oh, LeBron, take $20. Come on over.
Oh, God. He'd go to the Cavs before he came there.
The Lakers ain't going to give him nothing. LeBron, you're going to stay there. So, I mean, let's be real here. Let's be honest here. LeBron, you're going to stay in L.A. so you can be third fiddle to two white guys. Come on. Brother, come to the Bay.
And Jake LaRavia.
3. Although Jake might be on the way out.
At this part, though, of his career, it's all about where he's comfortable, his routine. That's why I don't think he'll do it.
Boo!
Well, he wouldn't do it because it would be a mockery of LeBron's career.
We've already discussed that part of it. Yes.
LeBron would. Who cares, Bron?
You'd have to.
Yeah, he's going to.
A mockery of his career, dude. Come on.
You'd have to pay him so much money for him to be willing to do that. You know how much money he's going to make Joe Lacob? And Lacob can only pay him $50 million?
Steph just signed a shoe deal with Leaning. What is it?
Leaning?
Leaning?
Leaning.
That's what it was. Yeah, right. Yep. Throw him a couple $100,000. Whatever.
You're saying an aspiration situation?
Yeah, come on.
Which, by the way, guess who else I saw the Warriors are connected to?
Kawhi?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're apparently very interested in trading for Kawhi.
Build the retirement home super team. I beg you. I don't care. I'm all for this. Genuinely, I'm all for this because, who cares? The Kings are not going to be very good. So the Warriors might beat the Kings 4 times. I don't care. Sign me up.
Oh, my God. Golden One Center would be crazy.
Insane.
If you had LeBron and Steph Warriors, that would be crazy.
Either Kings season ticket holders are going to make a boatload of money selling to the Warriors fans here, or they're going to decide to go and watch what was an Olympic team 8 years ago. It's great.
It would be a spectacle, but...
I'm sorry. If I were an owner and I made those moves and that was what I was doing, was having a retirement tour, you might as well just
What else are they going to do? Roll out Brandon Pajemski?
Exactly. No one's paying to see pods. I'm sorry.
Laughable.
It is laughable, but it's a good laugh. It's not like we're laughing at them.
You brought Steve Kerr back. That basically said, screw every player under the age of 35. Screw them all.
Well, then that pretty much makes Steve irrelevant too then. You're just sitting there too, not really coaching for a reason. You're just there on the retirement tour also to be on the retirement tour.
Did you hear their explanation about why they brought Steve? This was in the Slater story, was that if Steve didn't come back, they wouldn't be able to pitch veterans on We're Trying to Win.
Yes.
So they had no choice but to bring Steve back.
Steve is there to ride out the rest of Curry
now they're
and
lying.
Draymond.
Now they're going to lie.
Yes, because they still want to lie to people and say they can win a championship with Steph Curry at 38.
They're trying to sell you on something. But it makes so much sense for that organization.
They're selling you on it.
Yes,
they ain't selling me.
I love it. Because nobody realistically is looking at the Warriors as a team that has a competitive chance to win a title. And if somehow, some way, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Gary Payton's son, although I'll just have Gary Payton play. What's Yao Ming doing? Is Tim Duncan want to play? Who cares? Bring them all in. Kevin Durant, come on down.
Well, he already turned him down.
Come on in. Bring them all in. If they somehow win a title, phenomenal. What the most epic way to go out. But when they lose in the first round, I'll laugh my ass off, wave bon voyage, and we'll keep it moving.
That's pretty much making them the new improved Globetrotters since they've become pretty much not a thing anymore.
Well, that's disrespectful to Steph. I think Steph is more than
and
just
the
a
Globetrotters.
It's like this, yeah, come on. Like the old Savannah. It's like the Savannah overripe bananas.
Oh, that's actually a funny joke because...
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah.
LeBron's wife is named
Savannah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny joke.
Part.
Yep.
See, let's pretend I meant that.
Yeah.
Savannah.
I like genuine. I'm making.
No, it would be awesome. I'm with you.
I'm being over the top about it, but seriously, it makes so much sense. And I like if I'm LeBron, like I don't think it's a mockery at all. Screw it. Like go out playing with your buddies.
I mean, we just saw LeBron go on Hate Tour 2026.
Exactly.
When he was saying, calling out all these organizations for not wanting to go and visit those cities. And then you think he's going to budge on anything that is not exactly what Braun wants to do here this next year?
He and Draymond could be the old man Muppets. The guys just sit up there and just complain about everything. It'll be great.
They could have their own podcast.
He could just
together.
He could bring in Chris Paul. They could beat they could literally come out on a banana boat.
Yeah, the Warriors already tried the Chris Paul thing.
Do it again.
Which is why they now have to do this, because they traded Jordan Poole for Chris Paul.
Like, there is a line of absurdity that I'm
guys.
obviously crossing. They're not going to do all this crazy stuff. But bringing in LeBron and having LeBron play with Steph and Draymond, and maybe even bring back Klay Thompson, who knows. But having those three play together for a year or 2 years at the end of LeBron's tour so LeBron can say bon voyage, and then Steph a couple of years after that, and Draymond whenever the hell he decides he's going to go, and Steve Kerr along with him. The Warriors will be a incredibly popular, insanely profitable organization as Steph Curry rides off into the sunset. And then they look to the future. It makes so much sense. It's entertainment. The Warriors they were a dynasty. They won a boatload of rings. They owned the league for a long time.
And now they're just throwing in the towel, and they are calling it
but this is a pretty
the
good
retirement tour, because remember, we're entertainment over here.
Yeah, throwing in the towel. The towel's been thrown in.
That's a pretty good way to throw the towel,
Yes,
though. If you're going to throw in the
absolutely.
towel, doing it for LeBron.
What was the Expendables? Did you ever see the Expendables? The
No.
movie? It was like an action movie with all the old action stars, and they're just there to beat each other up.
So, yeah, I didn't watch that movie. I sure ain't watching this one in Golden State.
Oh, pish posh! You lie. You lie
No
like a rug, as
way.
my grandma would say.
No
You
way. I
are
barely got to watch
1,000%.
Golden State healthy players this year.
Prime
now
time.
you're bringing in even older players.
Prime time Christmas Day, old ass
Yikes.
Warriors versus who would they play?
Probably the Lakers.
Oh yeah! Oh yes!
Oh, yeah.
Old
Former
ass
team.
Warriors versus Luka's Lakers. We are locked in.
Okay, look, everything you're saying is correct, and this makes all the sense in the world, except for LeBron. This does not make sense for LeBron, but it makes sense for everyone else. You think LeBron is going to take for $60 million lying to our faces and saying he's happy to be on the Warriors and he loves the Bay
He
and
doesn't
he
even
loves
have
them?
to. He could say I hate it here. No one cares. It's gonna be fun.
So you think he should just? But his job at that point is to sell jerseys for Joe Lacob.
Oh, he could say I hate the
No,
Warriors.
again,
I hate
he ain't
everything
doing
here.
that
And people
at
are
this part of
still
his career.
buying Warrior jerseys with LeBron.
Yes,
on the back.
that's why it's never going to happen, is that LeBron will never agree to do that. There's no amount of money the Warriors can realistically pay him.
Well, LeBron, you're missing it out. You're missing out, dude. You're missing out. So you can sit there in LA and make bad movies, I guess, and watch Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves run the show. Or you could play with all your old buddies in the Bay and go off
And
into the
helicopter
sunset.
up every home game.
Yeah, and commute.
Old buddies is technically true now, but you just said the Warriors ran the league for a decade by beating LeBron James.
Exactly.
And LeBron at the end is going to be like, actually, I'm going to cash out on
Oh
the
my
money
God.
you
This
won
is-
at my expense.
This is such a good one. Michael says Golden State turns into Golden Girls. By the way,
Yes.
do y'all
Brilliant.
Do y'all realize? And you know why that's even more accurate? Because the Golden Girls were actually a lot of them were supposed to be in that golden. They were actually like 41 years old. They looked 60.
Oh.
But they portrayed them as 41 years old. So, yeah, we're right in that age range.
I love this.
We're right in the age range.
Call them the Golden Boys. Think of the T-shirts. Think how funny.
The Golden Boys?
LeBron, who
My
is a
God.
master of finding ways to put himself into the news cycle. Imagine what was it, the Players Tribune article when Kevin Durant decided to go play for the Warriors? LeBron recreates that himself. Hilarious. The decision, Have another
So
one.
you just want him to do satire. You just want him to mock or lean into how ridiculous it is.
LeBron James is one of the who cares about the debate of the GOAT debate or whatever. LeBron is one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic NBA player ever. His story is like...
Well, be careful. You're going to start bringing up an MJ debate here.
It's not a basketball debate. In terms of just an icon, in terms of like... LeBron's story is the NBA Odyssey. Like, it's just an epic tale. And to wrap it up, going and playing with your old buddies, your old rivals in Golden State is hilarious and also brilliant.
For Matt George.
No, it's brilliant for the NBA. I think Adam Silver would love this.
Oh, yeah, because now we're proponents of what Adam Silver does, and everything he does is brilliant.
Yeah, it's great for everybody except LeBron.
Why?
Because you're making a mockery out of the end of his career.
I think Kawhi Leonard would definitely go there before LeBron James.
How many trees they got in the Bay? They planting more trees?
They're probably cutting down a lot of them to run AI software. We're doing yes. You are correct. Kawhi has a better chance of going than LeBron because LeBron will never, ever do this.
So Drew Down is a Warrior fan, and he's also a good friend of mine. Drew, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here. I'm not saying this to hate on the Warriors at all. I think this would make the Warriors fun and brilliant. Genuinely. Because, listen,
but
Drew,
not winning.
Drew, listen, your team's not winning another title, dude. They're not.
Drew, he's telling your team to just throw in the towel and be fun and entertaining, like an amusement park.
Throwing in the towel. They wanted Giannis.
Let's go ride the rides at Golden State.
They're not going to get Giannis. They're not going to get Kawhi. They're not going to have any chance against the Jazz, against the Spurs, against the Thunder. It's over. It's kaput. It's done. So find a way to make the end of Steph Curry's career as entertaining as possible, while also making the Warriors competitive.
And not trading your draft picks.
Competitive, if they actually stay on the court.
That Warriors team is winning like 48 games during the regular season. They're going into the playoffs as like a 6th seed or 5th seed, and then they're getting smashed. It's wonderful.
Well, yeah, but again...
Good Lord, Drew says I'm fine.
Steph and LeBron playing more than 60 games is not guaranteed at this point of their careers either.
Bring in pods. Here comes pods.
Those are the pods games?
No, I don't.
And they should
mean
get
this,
Klay Thompson.
I don't mean this as an insult at all to the Warriors. I genuinely don't. I know I'm having fun with it because it's such a fun topic. I think it's brilliant. I think it's such a fun, entertaining way.
As an entertainer, not as a sports team.
They're not.
Yes.
As a sports team, they're not going anywhere.
But as a sports
But is that the mentality you have?
Yes.
I don't know
if
about
I'm Joe
that.
Lacob, I'm looking at this and going, Steph.
That does not sound like a good owner to me.
Steph's swan song was how he led that Warriors team to that title over the Boston Celtics.
Let's go have fun, guys.
I think that
get your walkers out.
I think the tough part about is it a good sports owner thing is that there are no good answers at this point because you've just had a run that is literally the best any team has had this century.
But part of your decision is, and I get this, you also are putting yourself in the position to kind of be like in this spot because you aren't willing to part with Steph or you weren't willing to part with Steph. And I get that because he is their guy.
Right.
Yes.
But that is pigeonholed yourself into this pigeonhole for the next maybe even 2 more years.
Yeah, the 2 timelines thing failed.
Yes.
Like, that's
they've already
not
screwed
good.
their future. But they can get LeBron without having to sell off draft picks for Giannis and put themselves in a better position to where when Steph and LeBron and all them are done, then they have draft picks and they restart versus hamstringing yourself to try and go after Giannis. And yes, Giannis would be the face of the Warriors after it was all said and done. But bring Giannis to Golden State. The Warriors still aren't winning a title. They're not.
Well, the interesting thing, they've screwed their present, but their future is still intact because they have all their draft picks still, and they've refused to part. And Draymond had that ridiculous quote one time where it's like, we owe it to the organization to put them in a better spot than before we left.
Which is like, wait a second
Think of the
here.
better spot. Chase Center, LeBron, jersey sales, entertainment, national TV games. I'm in.
But they've essentially decided, okay, we cannot build a winner around Steph, so therefore, what do? We either just let Steph become Kobe at the end with the Lakers where they're winning 20-something games on a terrible team and playing for draft picks, Or we just make a bunch of money and figure out the rest later.
LeBron, I know you're listening. You always listen.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
a loyal
sure.
listener. You went all Hollywood. You're all about Hollywood movie LeBron now. What better movie ending than becoming, what's the Adam Sandler movie, Grown Ups? You're just doing it with your buddies in Golden State.
God.
It's brilliant. Think about it, LeBron. Think about it. Adam wants to
Sure,
weigh
his
in on
agent's
this.
calling us right now.
Hey, Rich, listen. We did you a solid with De'Aaron Fox. Why don't you do Sacramento a solid and all of the NBA and put LeBron in Golden State just so we can have fun? Adam, I see you want to weigh in on this. We'll get to you right when we come back from the break. Plus, homework for everybody during the break. Finish these sentences. The Knicks will win tonight because blank, and the Spurs will win tonight because blank. We'll talk about that when we return. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The X Games are coming to Sacramento. Join Kayla Anderson at Sactown Sports 1140 at Cal Expo Center from June 26th through the 28th to watch the top action sports athletes in the world go head-to-head with 3 days of high-octane competition, BMX, skateboarding, and Moto X, plus live music from global electronic music icon Cascade, Grammy-winning producer Artist Mustard, and DJ Subtronics. Get your tickets today at xgames.com. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
Happy Wednesday from the KCRA 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Ophelia Young. Today is a weather impact day for north breezes responsible for fire risk. The heat is also expected to build this week with daytime highs today in the low to mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back on Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power in Road for crazy deals on Milwaukee tools. We're talking 20% off all Milwaukee pack-out, hand tools, and tool accessories. Free goods and dollars off your order and certain spend amounts. And overall insane deals on Milwaukee batteries and Bear tools again. June 12th from 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and June 13th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Visit FastenersInc.net for more info.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for Chrysler's Make This the Summer event.
Kick summer off right when you save up to $9,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitudes. You won't find a better looking, more powerful, and comfortable Jeep on the road. There's nothing like moving the family around in luxury.
Yeah, those Jeeps look real nice inside and out.
It's beautiful. But Hoblet is more than Jeeps. Stop by the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter to find whatever you need. With nearly 200 vehicles available and 115 under $30,000, Hoblet needs to be your first stop.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$9,500 toll net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude. Up to $5,500 factory incentive and $4,000 dealer discount. Incentives include $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade-in and $2,000 Make This the Summer event retail cash. 3 of this net savings. Sample VIN 243062. See dealer for details.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Ball-Emic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation,
Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
It's time for your Sactown Soccer Report. Powered by Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District.
This week's key matches include Mexico versus South Africa, USA versus Paraguay, Brazil versus Morocco, and Netherlands versus Japan.
In soccer, defense wins championships. At home, defense stops mosquitoes. Train standing water. That's your backline. Dress with sleeves and defend with repellent. That's your keeper. Keep your doors and screens tight. That's your shutout. Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District. More tips at fightthebite.net. A.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
I think I failed to mention today that at 1 o'clock, Kristen Peak from NBA.com, a Hoops HQ contributor. She's also the color analyst on the NBA Future Starts Now games. She's going to be joining us to break down this draft class. Very excited to speak with her and have her on. She is brilliant. So check that out. Join us at 1 o'clock for that. To put a bow on some of the fun Warriors, LeBron James to the Warriors talks that we've been having, the text line or the comment section gets it. LeBron James joining Steph and Draymond. It would just be the movie Wild Hogs, but in Golden State. I love that. By the way, I just saw this too, this report. The Golden State Warriors made calls for Michael Porter Jr. hours before the trade deadline. That would be way more boring.
That would be.
Probably make more
Not
sense.
as fun.
But be way more boring. So boo boring. Make it fun. Lean into it. Have fun over there. Embrace the bit. Adam wants to jump in on the LeBron to the Golden State Warriors conversation before we move on to the NBA Finals. What up, Adam?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
So I am a Warriors fan.
Uh-oh, get him off.
There it is.
Get rid of him.
And I wouldn't mind seeing LeBron because I know my team isn't doing anything, and I'd rather have great Steph Curry regular season game memories than a terrible team.
Well, there you go, Matt.
See?
One in favor of you.
There you go. See? Because Adam gets it. He understands as a Golden State Warrior fan where the Warriors are at. And to make it entertaining, that should be the goal for the end of Steph Curry's career. He's already got enough rings to weigh his hand down, so he has to walk and drag it across the pavement because of how heavy all those accolades are. Make it fun. Make it fun. Do it for the people. Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight, Kayla. Inside Madison Square Garden. It's not quite as crazy, I guess, as Game 3 was. The president will not be in attendance, although I've heard security is still ramped up. Yesterday, we had the conversation, about, you had told me about the videos that you'd been seeing about all the shenanigans after the game. And I hadn't seen any of it. It just hadn't come across my timeline. And then Google said, okay, bet, we're going to show you everything. And now I've seen all these videos of just Spurs fans walking down the street and literally getting, attacked, assaulted.
I think they were ripping off jerseys, and then it turned into fights, and it was a mess.
Disgusting. It's disgusting, and I hope New York security and police, and they're going to do...
I think police were getting...
police got hurt too. They need to do a better
tonight,
job. I don't know. It's gross. It's gross, and shame on those people for using that as an excuse to be absolute idiots. But the game itself, we talked yesterday about who has more pressure on them. I think we both agree. It is the New York Knicks, even though 2-2, and you certainly don't want to go 0-2 in the Garden with that fan base and how they would react to that necessarily. So let's fill in the blanks together, and feel free to play along at home. The Knicks will win tonight because blank. Fill in the blank. What's your answer?
Cat doing more playmaking ability. I mean, Cat's got to be way more involved than Game 3, period. So Cat's playmaking.
Yeah, Cat getting back to what he was in Games 1 and Games 2, and the Knicks playing through him the same way they've been playing since Mike Brown made those adjustments to the Atlanta Hawks series. Yeah, that's a really good one. My answer to this is simple. The Knicks will win tonight because the supporting cast will step up again.
Sure.
Because the bench didn't really provide a whole lot at all for the Knicks in Game 3. Shamet was terrible, just chucking threes. So whether it's him getting back on it or Mikal Bridges making more of an impact, helping out OG Anunoby, who's been really, really good, Mitchell Robinson being more impactful, I'm just looking for... I mean, Josh Hart had a good game shooting the basketball-wise, so I'm not really talking so much about Hart and OG. But Brunson didn't have enough help, period, in Game 3, and he wasn't even that good himself in Game 3, even though he had, I think, 32 points. So I'm very much looking for, if the Knicks supporting cast is better than the Spurs supporting cast, I think the Knicks will win this basketball game.
Yeah, and you just brought up Jalen Brunson, and and this kind of ties back to Karl Anthony Towns and really like maybe taking more shots. I heard that the discrepancy between shots in this series particular between Cat and Brunson is crazy. Like there's a huge discrepancy. With saying that, I think like in a way, I go back to I know it didn't sound like it made a lot of sense yesterday, but like maybe Brunson trying to do too much. And I say that because he also has 13 turnovers in three games here.
Sure.
You've got to limit that a little.
Sure.
And so you do, then that plays into the bench, though, like getting more contribution from the bench. So these all kind of tie in together.
And it's harder for Brunson to get away with that against the San Antonio Spurs because of their guard rotation.
Right, because they have like three guys on him at different times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can throw all three of these guys at him at all times. Not to mention Devin Vassell is more than capable.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Champagny, when he has to, is more than capable. So...
why are these little beads in this thing?
It's boba.
I hate boba.
I'm not a boba fan
Gross.
either. But
I didn't know that was...
Yeah, they're bobas.
They're like pearls, right? And they like squish in your mouth.
Jelly or something.
Not my thing. I like the drink, but the bobas, no.
I'm not a big fan of boba either.
I didn't even know they had boba at Starbucks.
They're just refreshers. Like they're not called bobas. That's what they are.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Well, boba's the stuff that's in it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big boba fan either. Another element of this too, like kind of counter to your point about Brunson, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Tynan, we had yesterday, Spurs beat reporter, talked about how much the Spurs threw Stephon Castle on Cat.
Yeah.
To just kind of
that they did.
front him and harass him and annoy him as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like Cat needs to be more aggressive.
Which
how
he
tall
had
is Cat?
been.
What is he, 6'10", 6'11"? Like Cat's not short.
Yeah.
Cat, you need to be, if they're going to willingly choose a mismatch of a guard/wing against you, you need to abuse that and take advantage of that. And Cat didn't look like he wanted the ball at times.
Cat was off of his game. Let's just say this. Cat had an off game. I don't foresee that happening at least tonight because he's been so consistent in the way he plays. But especially opening up the two games with the Spurs, I felt like he has been the physical player that he needed to be.
Do you think the circumstances and the pageantry around Game 3 got to Cat?
Yes. I think it got to
a lot of them.
A lot of them. I know that people are going to say, don't use that as an excuse, Kayla. I can say this right now. When you cover teams your whole life and you're in those locker rooms and you talk to players, and let me tell you, it does affect them.
Yeah.
They're never going to admit it, but a lot of that hoopla crap and a lot of that stuff, it drains you. It freaking drains you.
In a way, there was a ton of pressure on the Spurs being down 0-2, but Alan Stiles, I thought, put it brilliantly yesterday when talking about this. The Spurs could just kind of focus on basketball.
Yeah.
The Knicks couldn't because of everything around this game.
Yep.
Like the people courtside, the president being there, security,
all the questions
hype,
leading up to all of it.
The price of freaking tickets, for God's sake. Like there was a lot of distraction for New York, for the Knicks.
There was.
And that, to say that doesn't play a factor is just, I mean, it doesn't have to be the deciding factor, but they're human.
Right. It doesn't have to be an excuse either. Unfortunately, this is sport.
Yep.
This is what happens. This is the beauty of sport, too. But I do think today is much different. That's out of the way. You know, there's still hype around it. It's New York City. It's the number one market in the country. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be like that. I think that they already are like, okay, that's out of the way. Let's just go play ball.
There's still expectations, and there's still going to be a lot of people there, and the price is still going to be high. And it's still going to be a lot, but the circumstance of it being the second one now is not going to be as big of a deal. And I think you'll see the Knicks maybe be a little more calmer, be a little more settled in. How about this? The Spurs will win tonight because...
Yeah, you know my answer.
Wemby,
right? Set the tone.
Yep, Wemby.
Like Wemby, when they win, does.
Yep.
Period.
A different answer from you, although Wemby is involved in this. The Spurs will win tonight because they continue their defensive pressure.
Well, that too, yeah.
Causing the Knicks to struggle to shoot from the perimeter. If the Knicks aren't hitting threes, they're going to really struggle because 7'4" Wemby is prowling the paint waiting for them.
And their defense is, you look at that last game, defense was just on a different level.
Yeah.
And it irritated the Knicks for sure.
I'm very interested to see if the physicality and the officiating is any different in this game. I hope it's not. I love Mike Brown. I understand the point he was making post-game. The NBA Finals will be worse if the refs start being a little more ticky-tacky with the physicality.
I don't think it's changing.
I would hope not. I would think Mike was just trying to have his guys back more than anything. I certainly would hope that's the case. Coming up next, it's time to pick a side, including Trae Young turning himself into an underdog story. We'll discuss that and more next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run. Because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. We've seen every kind of golf swing, some smooth, some, let's just say, innovative. And that's why Hagen Oaks offers Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan-powered player performance studio shows what your swing is really doing. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds a ball that behaves. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps turn almost into yes. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner builds stability from the ground up. At Hagen Oaks, we don't judge your game, we fix it. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Really quickly, before we get into Pick a Side, I lied. Remember when I said Game 4 was not going to be as big of a deal as Game 3 in Madison Square Garden?
Wait, now what?
That's before I found out that Taylor Swift will be in attendance.
Taylor Swift's going to be there. Yeah, I did see that.
Why? Bigger than the president.
Because she's technically she made New York her home. When she moved out of Nashville, Tennessee, where she's originally from, well, she's from Hendersonville. This is right north of it.
Is she from Pennsylvania?
No, she pretty much claims Nashville. She went to high school there and stuff. She made New York her home. So New York is pretty much her home. She's been a Knicks fan before in terms of being there.
So she went courtside to the Cavs game.
That was for Travis.
That was to support fiance.
But can we say that she's part of Knicks Celebrity Row then?
I think so.
I think you ought to claim her.
If Travis comes with her, Travis will be part of Knicks Celebrity
Well, no,
Row.
Then he's a traitor because that's
just
his mom.
supporting his future wife.
I do wonder, though, if it will be Trav or if it will be one of her many very popular known girlfriends. Yeah.
It's like, what's her name? Selena Gomez will be with her or something?
Somebody like that who's also got New York ties.
Apparently, according to Yahoo Sports, the Garden is also reportedly the venue where she and Travis Kelce will tie the knot. So they're getting married at Madison Square Garden.
They're spending millions of dollars to book out. Do you know that's the biggest? You guys know this. It's the biggest venue in the world, actually.
They call it the world's most famous venue.
Yeah, so that thing's booked out for years and years to come. But they're obviously making an exception for millions of dollars because that's where Taylor is having the wedding.
I hope that thing isn't they're not going to televise or make anything.
Who knows?
No, I don't think so.
Please no.
But there's going to be great photo ops. But you know who is going to be there randomly? A bunch of random Kansas City Chiefs are going to be at the Garden for the super wedding.
How's this for a segue for you, Kyle? Madison Square Garden is the home of the wedding of Travis Kelce and the wedding of Taylor Swift. It's also the place where Trae Young is the most hated.
Whoa, what a segue, man.
Trae Young is part of our Pick a Side topic number 1.
It was a little wordy, but...
Yeah, I stumbled my way through it.
It works.
By the way,
it works.
The question is, Trae Young thinks he slept on. Do we think he's going to have a bounce-back season? But did you hear Wemby in the post-game presser?
Yeah, say I'm not as hated as Trae yet.
They asked him about being a villain at MSG now. He's like, not as much as Trae Young.
That's really funny.
Is Trae bigger than...
Yes, it doesn't matter who you're going to see.
Tyrese?
They chanted bleep Trae Young when the Hawks were there last year. He was already traded.
They did. That's true.
He wasn't even on the team, and they did bleep Trae Young chants.
That's true. I think Tyrese is a close second.
Dang, Trae.
All right.
I think, look, I will say this. And he said, quote, I wasn't this slept on ever before, right? So that's his quote he's rolling with. So he's clearly got a chip on his shoulder. Look, Trae, first and foremost, stay healthy, my man. Now, if you can stay healthy, there's no doubt in my mind that for him individually, he could have a comeback season. I do feel like when people have motivation to play, which you should never have to have that much motivation, but clearly he does, that he could have a comeback season. But that all relies on the health part of it. And I just don't know if that's actually going to play into his favor.
I guess this proves Trae's point of being slept on, but when I think about the Washington Wizards and what I'm curious about with that team after, or even before they make their selection at number 1 overall, which is likely going to be AJ Debonsa, but who knows? I'm more curious about Anthony Davis and what the hell that's going to look like versus Trae Young specifically.
Well, that's if he ever plays for them.
Exactly. That's what I'm curious about.
Because he straight up does not want to be there.
He doesn't want to be. He don't want to be anywhere. By the way, I saw some crazy weird report yesterday. I don't think it was it wasn't a random person, but that they were also eyeing Boozer at 2.
No, they're at 1.
They're at 1.
Or sorry, okay.
The Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz.
Yeah, because Carlos Boozer is...
Boozer.
Carlos Boozer is involved with the Jazz.
Yeah.
No. We don't.
We were a
We're
little
not
off
talking
on that,
about
but
you,
no.
Utah.
Yeah, he's an advisor for the organization.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. People in Washington will be pissed off at Trae Young if he comes in and starts taking the ball away from either Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonza.
Right.
You know how funny that would be? AJ's out there and Trey's like, give me the ball, and starts shooting. Everyone's like, no, give the ball to AJ.
Right.
Get out the way.
Trae Young's whole problem the last 2 years in Atlanta is that he just wouldn't shoot. He would just always pass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that actually might be good.
And Trey's like, come on, I need the ball. I'm having a comeback here.
Watch this defense.
I low-key think the Wizards are going to be good next year.
Ooh.
Define good.
Playoff team. They might have to do it through the play-in.
They better be.
Yeah.
I think the Wizards could be. I think the ceiling of the Wizards next season is what the Hornets were this year, in my opinion. That team but they're not going to come out of nowhere as much as the Hornets did, if that makes sense.
This is going to sound weird. I think the ceiling for the Wizards is what most people thought the Spurs would be this year, if that makes sense. People thought the Spurs would be a 5, 6, 7 seed in the West, maybe win a playoff series. That's kind of what I think the Wizards are next year.
I hear that.
All right, next subject.
All right, LeBron James.
Yes, more.
Going to the Warriors.
Nope, that's not what it is,
Oh.
guys.
Come on, let's do it again.
read the right title for Pick a Side.
Let's do it again.
He is the cover star for Time 100 Sports Most
Right.
Influential People.
In a Warriors jersey?
In a suit.
Oh.
Was that the right choice? And if not, who should be the cover?
Most influential people.
Yeah,
In sports.
In sports. This is sports specific. So there's there's a ton of ESPN people. Shams made it. Obviously, Pat McAfee made it. Then there's athletes that are on there. There's a lot of the U.S. Olympic gymnasts that were on there.
I'm just thinking athletic or athletes. I'm not even thinking personalities.
I think that it would have made a lot of sense if this was the farewell year that he just had, and that it was okay, LeBron's done with his career. I don't know. I think almost Wemby's more notable to be on it.
Yeah, international players can be this, right? It's not like an American thing.
Yeah. No, it's world.
Yeah, no, it's just sports in general.
I think Shohei Ohtani could have a conversation.
Oh, I didn't even think about him.
That's a good one.
I was going to say the answer here is Messi, but I'm guessing they did LeBron because LeBron was willing to do the photo op.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
But the answer is Messi.
I mean, that's not my answer, but
I understand. I think Messi's in the conversation. Shohei's in the conversation. I think LeBron absolutely is in the conversation. Is there anybody? Let's put it this way: is there anybody in basketball that should be ahead of LeBron? Is it Steph?
no, not this year, not this last year.
Yeah, I still think
absolutely not.
influential. I still think it's LeBron.
I agree.
I mean, shoot, you could put freaking Myles Garrett on there. You could put Fernando Mendoza on there for what happened with everything. I mean, he was
Sam Darnold.
No.
Yeah, I guess who is the football player is Mahomes, right? I'm trying to think who is the football player that would even
probably Mahomes, especially with Mahomes' comeback tour.
Yeah, I don't even know which football player gets close on this top 5.
I'm just trying to think in terms of popularity.
Well,
honestly, you could probably put Tom Brady. You could probably
Tom
put
Brady
Tom
probably
Brady
is still
because now he's doing the ownership and he's doing the Fox #1 booth, and
you could have the Raiders logo over one shoulder and the Patriots logo over the other.
Because he's remaking himself.
All of his rings. Yeah, the Buccaneers just tiny in the background.
Where do we land? Sean says that I land in the top 100. I'd be 100 and just on the
Kayla's number 100.
You're 100
I'd be on the brink.
Add 4 zeros. There's me.
Is it 100,000?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably. No. 4 zeros is
a million?
I think it's a million, right?
Yeah, 4 zeros to 100
We should
is a million.
do the top 100 in Sacramento.
Well, we know who's the most influential sports figure in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't this list already... Wait, isn't it...
Yeah, we already did this bit.
Yeah, okay.
He works for another station, self-proclaimed.
But didn't Dave kind of get up in arms about
Dave's
this?
not top 5, Dave's rioting.
Right, Dave was not.
Yeah,
happy about that.
we purposely put Dave low on the list.
That's
It was Whitey's brainchild, but
That
yes,
still
we
is
all
pretty funny.
executed it. Anyways, I'd go Messi.
Okay.
I'll go Shohei.
Yeah, and I will go Tom Brady. Let's do the last one real quick.
Okay.
All right, the last one or the sports last one?
We can do the sports last one. That's
Okay.
fine.
You want puck talk?
Yeah.
All right. Stanley Cup final 2-2.
Woohoo.
Who's going to win, Vegas or Carolina?
Well, see, now I'm extra rooting against the Las Vegas Knights because John Fisher said go Knights or whatever during the national.
I know.
Yeah,
He's
Gabe
making
proved
it really
through the
hard.
night, and then everyone says night.
Yeah, nah.
He's making it hard.
Nope.
But I've got to
Boo the
stick with my guy Torts, man. I'll tell you
Kayla
this
loves
much.
the Knights. Big
No,
Knights fan,
I
Kayla
love
Anderson.
Tortorella. I'll tell you this much. People are watching this Stanley Cup playoff, and I think it's just getting so much more buzz because they're actually scoring a lot.
Yeah.
And so it does make it fun I think Marc Messier said yesterday this is probably one of the best that he's seen, and that's coming from Messier. It's
just
kinda
goal
crazy.
after goal after goal.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm
There we
going with
go.
Vegas, baby.
Bring me the money, baby.
I
Bring me
still
the
love the
money.
Golden Knights.
I guess go Carolina, even though I hate the owner. I hate all the owners.
That's right. He doesn't like the Carolina
Oh,
owner
that's
either
right, because
he's the owner of the
he's the Blazers guy.
Blazers, yeah.
Abstain.
He says,
But
what would it be? The Zamboni.
I hope both teams have fun.
Go Zamboni.
The only pure hockey player is your boy Celebrini.
Yes. If Macklin ain't playing,
That is,
I don't
know.
care.
He don't know anybody else.
Is Macklin in the game? I ain't watching.
Oh, my goodness.
Macklin Celebrini is the only reason to watch hockey. That's not true, but I'm doing a bit.
It's the only reason for Matt George
He's
to
done
watch
some
hockey.
bits today for sure.
By the way, I saw Ovechkin in those commercials. He looks old.
He is Kyle, and he's still playing.
But he
The
looks
guy's
hockey
still,
old.
Yeah.
Well, he's
One
he's not-
hit.
Yeah, he's got his teeth knocked out
I was
a lot.
going to say one hit at that age.
He tough as nails, though, man.
I'm sure, well, yeah, he is. He
that
plays
man
hockey.
is tough as nails.
That man is going to retire and roll out of bed the next morning, and everything is going to scream at him.
Yeah, I agree.
He already probably feels that way.
I know, but just give him a little ibuprofen and get out there, skate away.
He's like, I'm coming back. I'm scoring more goals.
That's what he does.
Mm-mm-mm.
Coming up next, it's time for the lunch break. The Sabonis Hornets trade rumors could be a useful tool for other Sabonis trade negotiations. We'll explain next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. What's happening, Chad, for Chrysler's Make This the Summer events?
Right now, you can save up to $15,000 off MSRP on one of America's most popular trucks, the new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Plus, with an EPA estimated 22 mpg, you're going to save big at the pump.
That's so important, especially with the gas tax going up next month.
A new Ram could be what you need to cut your fuel costs long term. Plus, you'll enjoy best-in-class, luxurious cabin comfort in the most luxurious Ram 1500 ever. And with over 600 Rams available, you won't find a better selection of new Ram trucks in stock and ready for you to drive home today.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$15,000 total net savings after factory incentive and dealer discounts. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit for eligible upfit, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance on eligible trade-in, $500 Hoblet business owner bonus for verified business owners, and $9,500 dealer discount. 10th this net savings. See dealer for details.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Ozempic, you redid your jingle?
Thanks for noticing. Catchy, right?
No.
Okay, then. Well, ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic.
There's only one Ozempic.
I told you it was catchy.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
You know, X, I call it Twitter, certainly has its issues. But every once in a while, X comes in clutch right at the right times. Like when you're about to start a segment on Domantas Sabonis trade talks, and all of a sudden, a tweet from NBA Central comes across your timeline about framework of a Domantas Sabonis Charlotte Hornets trade, per Mike Scotto. A trade framework involving Miles Bridges, Josh Green, and a first-round pick for Domantas Sabonis has been discussed. All I'll say is, nailed it.
You do, except for we don't have Grant Williams in here.
That's true.
Oh, your boy.
My boy Grant.
Which also, it kind of makes sense that the Hornets would rather keep
Grant instead of Miles. Yeah.
Listen, the pick is what matters here, and if it's 14 or 18, it's a big deal. I almost want to take 14 out of the conversation. I just don't think 14 is like
realistic.
Charlotte wants to take a really good role player to add to their group, 14, and then they want to acquire Domantas Sabonis and potentially use 18 to do that. And now they've gotten their starting center. They probably got a really good rookie role player. Year 2 of Con Knipple, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Williams, all of them. Like they got a group. They got a squad. But can the Sacramento Kings use these trade talks as leverage for any other teams that are interested in Domantas Sabonis. And the one team that we know has had interest, and there have been consistent trade talks with this team about Domantas Sabonis, has been the Toronto Raptors. We know that there was the framework of like an RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl, although his contract is disgusting. Plus like filler, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and like a future first-round pick or whatever. And by the way...
I think draft compensation was the term that was used.
Toronto has the 19th pick in the draft, so one pick after 18. So you could go... Yeah, that's how math works, Matt. Thanks for explaining that to people. Yes, I know. I'm a brilliant mathematician.
I'm not.
So the Kings very much, I believe, will it make that much of a difference? I don't know. But now if you want to put the Raptors on the clock a little bit and go back to them and go, look, there's another Eastern Conference team that you're going to be directly competing against with. They're on the exact same timeline. The Raptors arguably are a little bit ahead of schedule because of they finished higher in the Eastern Conference last season than the Hornets did. But who would we make the argument for, especially with Domantas Sabonis, who's on the better trajectory? It's the Charlotte Hornets, in my opinion.
In my opinion, too. Yeah.
It might be close. So I'm going to the Raptors, and I'm going, look, we're very serious about trading Sabonis to Charlotte. I don't think you want him in Charlotte, because not only do you not get him, and you still need to address your center position, because Jakob Poeltl was basically unplayable in the playoffs.
It was pretty bad.
He was terrible. You need to address your center position, and you probably want to keep the center you're going after from a team that's directly competing with you. So now we're putting the pressure on a little bit. We're not taking Jakob Poeltl's contract. We want RJ Barrett. We want 19. Let's get this across the finish line, or we're going to Charlotte, and this guy's going to Charlotte. I don't know if that makes the Raptors budge at all, but hey, put the pressure on. Perry can do it.
Well, Perry definitely is thinking like, okay, I'm on to something here. Now I've got an actual team in the summer to work with in terms of trying to make it more desirable for Sabonis to land there.
Yep.
Because I think for the longest time with the trade deadline talk, it was majority just Toronto until the very end when Washington perhaps got involved, but it was just too late. You know, that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough time to do what he's maybe able to do now that could happen during the draft or, like you said, right after the draft. I absolutely think this is going to benefit Scott Perry if the Toronto Raptors are truly still involved or, you know, thinking about possibly making a move like this, which nothing tells me why they wouldn't be. Like, what's changed? You didn't get to where you needed to go in the playoffs. You didn't have the production from your center.
Yeah.
Like, he's honestly a little bit, it's just kind of like laughable.
It was a gaping hole for them in the playoffs.
It was, I mean, we talked about it every time they played. So nothing has made me think that Toronto's need for a center is any different. But now you got another team that's actually seriously involved, and now we got two players that are even potentially going to be some of the pieces with the trade. It's very realistic now.
Yeah.
So for Toronto, you're thinking, okay, maybe we do ease up on some of these other things that we were pushing.
Yeah.
Just quick side note, the deal that would work with Toronto is Barrett and Grady Dick, but Toronto wouldn't do that without moving Poeltl, because what's the point of having Sabonis and Poeltl?
Well, that's always been the caveat,
It's
but
this Poeltl thing.
that's not the Kings' problem.
Yes.
Like, that's the part of
And
it.
I'm sure Scott Perry's telling him, like, that's
Perry's
not
like,
our problem.
It's not our job to get rid of your garbage.
Right.
And
You
we're
signed
certainly
that
not
crap
just going to
contract.
take it on.
Right.
You have to figure out how to get rid of it. If you want Domantas Sabonis, trade for him, and then find someone else to take Jakob Poeltl off your hands. We're not taking your trash. And the conversation has always gone for Toronto, then okay, then we can't do it. We're not doing it. Okay, well now
But
there's a
that's 'cause-
team.
yeah.
Now there's a team right there in the East that you're competing with that could then get him.
And that's the bigger thing than anything. Because you could say maybe if it was a West team or something, and it was like, oh, okay, well, like, it is what it is. But now you're talking about a timeline team that's on the same timeline, that's in the East. These are all things that are in favor now of Scott.
Yeah.
But again, the Pirtle thing is what's literally weighing everything down. Now, like someone mentioned in here, would you take like 2 picks from Toronto and acquire that contract?
Depends on what the picks are and how I would rather do the Charlotte deal at that point. Why take? I don't want.
You just don't want to mess with
I don't
that.
want anything to do with that Pirtle contract. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's gross. And you're moving on from Domantas Sabonis to free up money long term.
You don't want to get back into
bogged
that.
down with even more money Well, it's not more money, but even longer term money.
Yeah, so you're pretty much telling Toronto, like, figure it out without Pirtle being a part of it.
Pirtle is your problem. Ain't got a damn thing to do with us. You want Sabonis? Here's how it happens.
Yep.
If you don't, then he's probably going to go to a rival of yours in the East. Deal with it. That's the pressure you can put on. Doesn't mean the Raptors are going to budge. Like we have Logical Raptors Fanatic who's in our YouTube comment section. He listens every show. We love him. I'm not surprised by this response at all. That's not happening. Go to the Hornets then. Meh. Okay, then what do your Raptors do? What do they do? Are you trying to go after Anthony Davis, who doesn't want to be in Washington? Like, what do the Raptors do then? Because the Raptors are trying to build off of what they did last year. And everybody, the entire world, saw how useless Jakob Poeltl was in the playoffs. It is the gaping hole that you have to address. And there is not a better center available out there right now than Domantas Sabonis. Okay, so you're going to target another center that's not Domantas Sabonis? I'm sure you can find one. Will they have the impact that you ultimately need, not just to get back to the playoffs, but to actually build upon those playoffs?
Right.
That's the point. That's the spot you're in, because financially the Raptors are kind of bogged down. They're not in a great spot. So, like, Logical Raptors Fanatic, give me a response. Give me something. Give me an idea. Because if you're just hoping that, poof, a magical center will appear, maybe someone that we're not talking about becomes available. Can the Raptors afford to wait that long? And will the Raptors have what is needed in order to go and get that magical center? Because nobody wants Jakob Poeltl's bum-ass contract.
Well, he says Poeltl needs a healthy year.
And I need $1 million.
I'd take some too.
Like,
well, Poeltl needs $29 million.
You're paying that much money in a contract that, by the way, de-incentivizes you. I liked it.
Wait, what did I miss?
I was on Kyle's.
I know, but oh.
The Poeltl 29.
Oh.
The contract de-incentivizes you from playing Poeltl. Because once he reaches a minutes threshold every season, his guarantees on his final year go up. So you're paying a center that you have a contract incentive that tells you to not pay the center who's bad in the playoffs when he does play and is injured most of the time. So one, why would you want that? And two, why would anybody else want that? And three, what in the hell makes you think you're going to get a center of the caliber of Domantas Sabonis for that?
Well, Logical Raptors fan, and since, yes, he's very active, always in the YouTube chat. We very much appreciate that. But he says, why are the Raps selling low on Poeltl when he's a decent center, basically LeBron ratings?
Brother, did we watch, Raptors Fanatic, you're a Raptors fan, you watched the playoffs too. A decent center? He was unplayable. He wasn't on the floor for how much money he's being paid. I know Domantas Sabonis has his shortcomings too, don't get me wrong, but Domantas Sabonis is a league-leading rebounder. Domantas Sabonis is an elite passer. There's certain issues with Sabonis' game. Sabonis is 5 times better than Jakob Poeltl. It's not close.
How old's Poeltl, by the way?
I think he's 28, 29, something like that.
Yeah.
And 3 years of guaranteed money left on the deal.
Not
It
good.
is. That is a gross deal, by the way. I know we always say this, but the more we talk about it, the more I just am like, what is this?
We do say gross deal, but I do think that if some team with cap space was given a future Raptors first-round pick, they would take Poeltl's contract in a salary
It's all
dump.
about the fixing.
It's just about Toronto's willingness to dump that draft pick to move the contract extension they arguably shouldn't have signed.
Sure. But again, the conversation is, do you want Domantas Sabonis or do you not? If you do, then you have to find somebody else to deal with Poeltl because the Kings are not obligated to give that to you because now, like, there's no, the Raptors lose leverage as soon as the Charlotte Hornets enter the chat.
Okay, so real quick, just to expand on that conversation, is there any other center that could be available that would then, if Pirtle was in the trade talk, they could take his contract on and be okay with it.
As in find a third team?
Or another team that would trade their
Yes,
center,
yes,
right? Is there another
yes.
player of
That's what I'm
Sabonis's
saying.
caliber
Yeah.
that the Raptors could trade
Yeah.
for instead?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. I mean, let's explore.
I know the Grizzlies were connected to Pirtle before, but Zach Edey is not a money match.
Right. Because he's still on that contract.
That one probably realistically doesn't happen.
There's going down the list of top centers.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not even going to bother saying the names at the top.
Well, no.
I mean,
let's get realistic.
Even like, okay, Jarrett Allen, no. Jalen Duren, no. DeAndre Ayton out of LA.
But he's a free agent.
Well, true. He is
the one that is interesting, and I don't know what direction this team is going, but I've heard his name in talks, is Rudy Gobert.
Oh, yeah.
Why in the hell would the Minnesota Timberwolves want Jakob Poeltl?
No,
They're
I'm
trying
not
to win
saying
they're trying to win a title.
No, Pirtle's getting moved to a third team in all of these situations.
Yes, but that's up to the Raptors to figure out. They're not. The Raptors have no leverage to call whoever they're trying to make a deal with and go, give us the better center in the deal and figure out where to send Jakob Poeltl. Kiss my you-know-what.
Well, unless they include the draft pick compensation, which
Right.
they've seemed hesitant to do.
But what does that, again, if we're talking Rudy Gobert, what does that do for Minnesota? Minnesota's trying to win a title. They don't care about a future draft pick. They're trying to win a title.
It would be a supplemental move. So, like, if Minnesota trades for Kyrie and they have to move Rudy Gobert, and then Rudy Gobert gets rerouted and Pirtle goes to Dallas or something like that.
But it all comes back around to the same thing. Toronto, then you need to find the team that will take Pirtle for a first-round pick.
Yeah.
It's not up to the Kings or Timberwolves in this scenario or anybody to do that for you.
And maybe that becomes a 3-team situation.
Because it seemed like your question, Kayla, was like, okay, if Sabonis goes to Charlotte, what does Toronto do? Like, what is their pivot?
That's
basically?
kind of what.
I don't know if they have one.
Yeah,
because your Pirtle's contract is that bad.
There's not a clear-cut option out there. They could theoretically sign Porzingis, but again, that's not,
Right.
It's not a perfect answer.
Sabonis is definitely like A, available, and B, the best option for them right now, in my opinion. But you're right. We would not, I think the deal would have been done if it wasn't for Pirtle and the contract. And then, well, maybe like the picks and return. I mean, no, because I think that they'd be getting Barrett.
Yeah. Let's do a little exercise here. Looking at the standings from the Eastern Conference this year, I'm just going to list off one by one the teams underneath the Raptors, and we'll talk about, like, do we expect them to be better or worse than the Raptors next season? If the Raptors stay the same, right? Hawks. I think the Hawks will be better than the Raptors next year.
No, they're not going to be better than the
You don't
Hawks.
Oh, you don't think so? You think the Hawks will be better than the Raptors next year? I agree with you. I think the Hawks are trending in a better direction than the Raptors are.
The Hawks have work to do, but they also have the 8th pick in the draft, which helps
I
tremendously.
think they just re-signed their head coach, too.
Oh, yeah, Quinn Snyder got an extension,
76ers. They have year 2 of VJ Edgecombe. If Embiid stays healthy, that's a big one. Paul George, I know, is a big one. But Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe are going to be one of the best backcourts in the NBA, period.
Yeah.
Low-key, Toronto should try and go for Embiid, low-key.
That would be crazy.
That would be wild. I think Philly's always a difficult one to pick. Philly always Phillies it. But I'll say Philly let's give them a slight edge.
Okay. Magic. I think
Orlando Magic. Did you see that pivot of my head when that hit the beat?
based off of how Orlando played in the playoffs, I want to believe they should be better than the Raptors. But for some reason, I just do not
You think they're
believe
taking a step back?
No, I don't know. I just don't believe in the Magic.
You've never had. You've been on this one for a minute.
I can't get over it. I'm
yeah,
stuck.
you can't.
I'm
you are stuck.
Where I agree with you is that, like, I believe Paolo's very good. I like Franz. I like that team. But The way they went out in the playoffs is that's how you break up cores type of playoff loss. Like you go 20 or 45 minutes without making a shot. That's how
that was bad.
You can't come back from that.
It did end on a sour note.
That's
okay,
we start fighting with each other.
Then we'll
loss.
give Toronto. This will be one of the teams that we give Toronto.
I almost think they're like neck and neck.
Well, you got to give it to one person.
I'll give it to Toronto, I guess, just to be friendly. Continuing on, the Hornets.
Hornets will be better.
Hornets will be better. The Heat, if they get Giannis, way better.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, the Bucks will probably drop down.
Yeah.
The Bulls, I don't think so yet.
No.
And then Nets, no. Pacers, yeah.
Yeah.
And Wizards, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Oof.
The Raptors barely might make the play-in next year.
No one wants to be in the relegation zone either.
I don't know if they'll be that bad.
I know. I'm joking around.
Bulls are going to find it by accident.
I'm just joking around
hey,
here.
Listen, logical Raptors fanatic. I'm going at you here a little bit because I think you're just being stubborn on the wrong thing. We can all admit Jakob Poeltl was not good for the Raptors in the playoffs. He's talking about when Poeltl plays, the Raps' winning percentage is wild. Did you watch the playoffs?
I think
he didn't play, and when he did, he was bad, and they lost.
This is going to sound disrespectful, but he's kind of the Dennis Schroeder of centers.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
He's like, he can be a fringe starter or a really good backup, but he's getting paid so much money.
He's just not reliable.
His contract doesn't even kick in until the following season.
Okay,
Next season, he's $18 million. The following year is when his $27.3 million hits, then $29.4, and then $27.3. And that final year's guarantees are based off of if he plays enough.
Is this one of the more awful contracts we've seen in a minute?
Yeah, it's a bad contract. Right now, it's not nearly the worst. I don't think.
No, not the worst.
Bad.
But it's like we're just.
Oh, it's a bad.
It's kind of an unnecessary contract. It's
right.
like. Because I remember he signed it, and then they fired Masai Ujiri 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
It's like Masai just
worse.
got his boy paid. Which, by the way, Masai's in Dallas now. If we want a team that could potentially facilitate, that'd be funny if Masai signed that deal and the Raptors have to attach a pick to send it to Dallas.
That would be something.
Louise.
Yeah, I think the Kings should absolutely be using this as leverage. It probably ultimately results in the Raptors going, we can't do it because we have Jakob Poeltl. Then watch Domantas Sabonis potentially go to Charlotte and help them pass you right up.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds dumb, but they kind of need a more expensive center than Sabonis.
Weirdly.
Either
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, they should do that.
That'd be crazy.
They should.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm trying to think what the trade would be. It would have to be like Barrett, Poeltl, Grady Dick for Embiid, and then the Sixers have to attach a draft pick or something, or maybe the Raptors send a draft pick. Now that I've talked this out, the Raptors should totally do that.
Crazy. Be funny.
I'm glad we got another team here in the mix though, because it does make it more. It does make it more realistic, and it does make it interesting because Toronto definitely could be. Not squirming, but be more okay, maybe we revisit this. Maybe we pick up the phone, give Scott a call, have a little talk.
It gives
see where we can get it.
It just gives the Kings a lot more leverage.
I'm just is there any other team?
Oh, I'm sure there are other teams that are going to be interested.
Yeah.
Interested in Sabonis?
Yeah.
Portland, maybe. I think Portland has reason to be interested in him. I've seen, I think our guy Will Z from SI, covers the Kings for SI, floated out a Jeremy Grant and oh my God, I'm blanking on Keegan Murray's brother. What the hell is his name? Chris Murray, thank you. Chris Murray, and then the future first for Domas.
I think the other one is depending on how good Brooklyn wants to be. Brooklyn makes sense.
Brooklyn, go play with Jordy.
It would be, they're already trying to get rid of Michael Porter Jr.'s expiring contract.
I just saw something on that actually.
So it would be Porter Jr. for Sabonis basically.
Keep drumming up those teams.
Hey.
Well, I guess the deal would be based because it's R.J. Barrett, Grady Dick, and 19 versus Miles Bridges, Josh Green, and 18. Which again, put the Miles Bridges part of it aside. Those deals are kind of for Sacramento the same.
I mean, the Kings are aware that Sabonis has value. It might not be as much as it would have been a year or two ago, but Sabonis does have value. And if Scott Perry is smart, which I believe he is, he'll be able to use that to potentially raise up the price as little as he possibly can in incremental amounts as much as he can by pitting teams, especially competing playoff teams in the East, against each other. I like it. It's a power position.
He is a businessman.
We'll take the break. When we come back, let's talk a little football. Aaron Donald, coming out of retirement to join the Rams, is becoming more than just a fun thought. Kayla and I will discuss next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
A word of advice from Whitey Gleason. When the time comes to pay the piper, you better be ready.
Man, stop running from the bill. The bill coming. You scared. They scared. Truth is, they scared. They know how I get. And they running from that bill that's on the way. It's inevitable. It's coming. Stop running. Stop running from the bill.
Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Join the Sactown Sports this Friday from 2 to 4 at Fasteners Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Inn, for crazy deals on tools and a chance to win a pair of X Game tickets.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 64, Montana's Monster Day.
The site was Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. The Falcons were the opponent, and Atlanta had absolutely no answer for Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and the 49ers. The final score was 45-35 San Francisco, but in between, Montana found Mike Sherrard for a touchdown. He also found Jerry Rice for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns. All told, Joe Montana threw for 476 yards and 6 touchdowns, one of his best days of his Hall of Fame career.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
on Sactown Sports 1140.
We got to get to these Aaron Donald rumors becoming more than that. Adam Schefter talked about it recently.
Now, wait a second. We did this on Pick a Side.
We did.
And Kayla, now this isn't official yet, but Kayla did say
Kayla
it is
was
more
all over
likely
it.
that
Yeah.
Darnold comes back.
Well, Adam Schefter agrees with you. We'll play that audio for you in just a second. But anytime JR's on hold, we got to see what the hell he's going to come in with. What up, JR?
What's up? Double first name, Matt George.
How are you?
What's up, Kayla? Spokane, Washington.
What
What's
up?
up, girl? What up? Did you live there?
I'm from there, born and raised.
Who's your most famous guy from there?
Ryan Sandberg.
Bing Crosby.
Well, that too, but I'm a sports girl.
I know you are. Been there many times.
I'm surprised she didn't
Watched
say
my boy
herself.
Beat up on the Gonzaga. What's that?
I'm surprised she didn't say herself. She's the most famous person.
Yeah, right. That's the most famous. I love going up there. Watch a little Zag game against the old St. Mary's Gales.
Yeah.
Those are fun games. Yeah. Hey, real quick, why are we bagging on Sabonis? Do we all have amnesia on how good he was just a couple years ago? I mean, he was the double-double Burger King of the world. He was definitely, it should have been, all-star. We all know a popularity contest, but I'm kind of getting a little discouraged that people seem to have amnesia if he's fully healthy, how good of a player he is in the interior. Whether he's a true center or not, I'm not sure, but when he was fully healthy, he was the reason we were so good that year.
JR makes a great point. He's an unbelievably talented center. The thing with Sabonis, though, is with where the Sacramento Kings are going, it's more difficult to build around Sabonis for two reasons. One, because of the amount of money that he's making, and two, because it's already difficult to surround Sabonis with the right type of players, and if you want to make Sabonis part of the foundation of what you're doing going forward, it limits specifically what you need, right? You have to have the right types of players around him versus you move on from him, you free up the money, you have a fresh slate to go out and get the players that you want to build around. But JR, his point is absolutely valid. Like, Sabonis is a really, really, really good player. And a really good player.
Yeah.
I just don't think he fits anymore.
No, I'm glad he said that too. But that actually then, I think JR helps the argument for Perry to be like, hey, look, he is still this valuable center, or however you want to use him in your offense or whatever, that he is still valuable. Like, yes, he was injured most of last season, but we all talk about him because, again, it is the fit thing, I think, moving forward. And Scott's vision for his team I don't think it has as much to do with just like they've given up on him as a player.
Right.
I think he might be better suited in somebody else's offense.
This is actually where the 3-2-1 draft lottery system works in favor of the Kings in a way, because unlike in the old system, if you don't find a good deal for Sabonis right now, okay. He's going to come in and he's going to help us avoid the relegation zone and win games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Kings have to be careful that Sabonis doesn't take too much away from Max and Dylan and their development, but I think there's a way to do that song and dance a lot easier than like Zach LaVine, for example.
Because you said, and I think the chat mentioned it too, you can play both at points in terms of Sabonis.
I think the Kings believe they
Max
can do that. I'm still not 100% sold that that'll work, but I think the Kings believe they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that looks, of course. But still, I think if this Charlotte Hornets deal is a real thing, the Kings should, especially if they can get a pick in this year's draft, I think the Kings should very much be pushing for it. Should we hear Adam Schefter say the same things that you've been saying on these airwaves for a couple days?
Yeah, Adam, I'm glad you get paid 20 times a million more, but go ahead, Adam.
Here is Adam Schefter
Take it away.
talking about Aaron Donald, coming out of retirement. Listen to what he says here.
When you talk to all the people involved, nobody is coming out right now and saying Aaron Donald is coming back. But everybody is acknowledging that it is a possibility. And the fact that it is even a possibility in June tells me that I think there's every possibility it will become more real in July. And I think if and when they present a plan to him as to how he would be used. I think it's more likely than not that he'll be back. Now, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Everybody thinks, we'll see. It's possible. We're talking about it. He has to commit to it. It still sounds like we're a ways away. He has not gotten there yet. But the fact that this is even coming up, and the fact that the Rams have the team that they do, and the fact that Aaron Donald will get to play with Myles Garrett, and the fact that the Super Bowl's in LA this year, I just think the ingredients are there to make it happen.
More likely than not.
Yeah. Look, I could have just laid out all those reasons too, because I agree with every single one of them.
I think you already have.
Yeah, and here's the big thing about Aaron Donald. God, that is
Not
what
Darnold.
is it about that?
You want to add an R in there?
It's Aaron Donald.
Curse you,
For
Sam.
some reason, it's like putting those two names together.
Imagine
doesn't
telling
work.
somebody 3 years ago that we'd accidentally be calling him Darnold
I
because
know,
we talk
right?
about
Yeah,
Sam Darnold
That would
all
have
the
been,
time.
That would have
Yeah.
been an insult 6 months ago.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It just, like he laid out, and Adam Schefter did, it makes too much sense for a guy who I think truly believes he's in the right shape to come in and be on a team that everything's kind of set up for you to have success. Like, worst thing it comes down to, they don't win a Super Bowl, but you go get a hang with your boys.
Yeah.
You get to be used in situational, or you get to be used as a situational player, I should say.
Heroes return.
And the money is not even really what it's about. It's just about some players just are built different and wired different. Aaron Donald is one of those players. And if he thinks there's any benefit at all, even if it's not the money factor, I know it's kind of hard to believe. Money doesn't entice all. But the competitive part to him, to go back and then he could wear another Super Bowl ring, no doubt in my mind that if he feels his body is up to it, he's going to do it.
The way I interpret Schefter's words is simply like, there is not a more storybook pitch than this. If he doesn't come out of retirement for this, he's not coming out of retirement for anything. And the fact that it just feels like the stars have freaking aligned.
Yeah. And sometimes they do.
And some stories tell themselves. Like, some stories are undeniable. And if you're Aaron Donald and you're looking at everything and you're mulling everything over, as training camp gets closer and closer and closer, I imagine the FOMO and the temptation is only going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And like, it's hard to come up with a con.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a con
Yeah.
for him coming back. But I do have a question, Kayla. We've seen this in the NFL before. Players coming out of retirement. Brady did it. Favre did it. Like, it happens. I don't know how the NFL could possibly regulate any of this. But in terms of competitive balance, is it wrong that the Rams can just pull a Hall of Fame superstar defender out of thin air, out of retirement, to join their squad? Now, I think we all believe Aaron Donald would not be the same Aaron Donald that he was when he retired.
No.
But he's still going to be a very, very, very good player. And they can just pull out this ace up their sleeve anytime they want to without any competitive sweepstakes for his services. I mean, I suppose Aaron Donald could go and choose to play for any other of the 31 NFL teams, but let's be realistic. We know he's not going to do that. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think there is an answer. But I would imagine, especially teams in the NFC West, are looking at this going, why the hell can they just pull Aaron Donald out of thin air and add him to the squad that we have to deal with? How does that seem fair?
I think they were more looking at it at how did they do the trade for Myles Garrett.
That too.
But I get what you're saying here. But I will say this. It's not a question in my eyes because there is a salary cap in the NFL. There are ways to prevent this from. Sure. Now, look, do teams get lucky? Are teams smart? Yeah, the Rams are one of those dang teams because then we look across the street and we got the LA Dodgers that, in a way, they can do whatever they want.
Of course.
And they are doing whatever they want.
Right.
But I get what you're saying. And that's, I think right now, especially like the those teams in particular are just having a heyday,
LA's
right?
just buying.
I mean, they're just getting what they want.
Stars grow on trees over there.
Exactly. And you do say the free agent part of it, when you are in LA, it does matter. If this were any other city with any other team, with any other players, I don't feel we'd be even having a discussion like with him coming out of retirement or, to come play again. But it's LA. They have an actual realistic chance of getting back there and getting a ring. And by the way, like Schefter pointed out, I keep forgetting, it's in LA this year. Mm-hmm. It's at SoFi.
There's LA and that market advantage. And then there's Cleveland.
Oh, God.
And their never-ending quarterback battle that has a new wrinkle. Kayla will explain in her 2-minute drill. Coming up next, it's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Typically, a high handicapper carries an index of 20 or more. Golf Monthly's Barry Plummer offers 4 tips if you're tired of that high handicap. First, choose the right equipment. Invest in a 5-wood, which is more forgiving than a 3-wood or 3 hybrid. It's a much better option for getting the ball in the air. Second, play for bogey on par 5s. Break the longer holes into manageable chunks, perhaps aiming to hit the green with 4 easy swings while also navigating away from the trouble along the way. 3, leave the sand wedge in the bag for chipping. Up and down percentages are almost twice as good when chipping a 9-iron over a sand wedge, and 3.5 times better with the putter. And finally, stop leaving your putts short. A 20 handicapper leaves 55% of their missed putts short of the hole. Give yourself a chance with every attempt and don't leave another putt short. Try these simple tips and let's see whether your handicap starts to come down. And have some fun out there. That'll help too. If that's your Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's going on for Chryslers. Make this the summer event.
Well, you'll have to choose between 3 great deals. 0% financing for 60 months, 2.9% financing for 72 months, or 4.9% financing for 84 months. And whichever you choose, you get no payments for 90 days.
Whoa, that was so many numbers. I don't even know what it all means.
It means you will save thousands of dollars on your new Ram truck with the best financing options available. It's a choose-your-own savings and payments adventure with Hoblet Dodge.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Financing through SFS for qualified buyers. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 per thousand borrowed. 2.9% for 72 months equals $1,515 per thousand borrowed. 4.9% for 84 months equals $1,408 per thousand borrowed. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Offers cannot be combined with certain other incentives. Excludes Ram 1500 RHO and Tungsten models. Sample VIN 342368. See dealer for details.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation,
Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Kayla can do a lot of things in the realm of football, and at this point, she could probably be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Seriously, man. I did some quarterbacking for my flag football team. That wasn't like official. We just played once in a while in high school.
You had a cannon for an arm?
I actually have a pretty good arm. I mean, in softball, I was center field.
Can you throw a spiral?
Yeah.
In football?
If you're going to be a quarterback, you better.
I sure as hell can. I throw a duck. I am bad at throwing.
You can't, even once in a while hit a spiral?
Oh, every once in a while, sure, but not consistently.
It's hard to do it consistently.
I throw a duck.
You're more of a Josh Allen than a Tua, I'm hearing.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you were throwing it deep.
Oh, yeah. And also, you don't be calling me Tua size.
Is Tua that short?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I couldn't remember how.
Are you taller than Tua? No, you're not.
If I were in the NFL, I would not be referred to as a Tua, I don't think. No.
In terms of size?
As a girl. If you were talking about girl quarterbacks,
okay.
I was saying because
sorry, that was very complicated.
I got there.
I was saying because Tua's the accurate guy. He just throws the accurate ball.
And he likes to make dumb decisions sometimes. We won't go into that.
Why did this turn into a bashing Tua?
I don't know. I hope he stays healthy this year.
Does Tua have a Z in his name? We found out yesterday Kayla hates everything with Z.
I don't totally dislike him.
Got a V. Maybe it's just bottom of the alphabet.
Yeah,
right?
The lower you are in the alphabet, the lower you are in Kayla's.
The more non-vibes I get.
Yeah, Kayla doesn't like your vibe. She's a high alphabet gal.
Yeah,
I am.
Aaron Gordon, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. But this next one, I don't think it falls into that place because I am more of a Shedeur Sanders advocate than I am a Deshaun Watson.
See, there's always exceptions to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Watson, W.
Yeah, I guess.
But also, you don't need many reasons to not like Deshaun Watson.
I was going to say, those are the vibes
true.
that we don't need an explanation for why you don't like Deshaun Watson's vibes.
We all don't like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, there's no lead dog. That's the title of the first 2-minute drill. Little thing I got for you, a little nugget I got for you, because I know that Mary Kay Cabot came out, I think it was like over a month ago, and mentioned Watson looks to be in front of the pack in terms of the favorite to win the starting quarterback job.
Yep.
But Todd Monken, head coach for the Cleveland Browns, said yesterday that he is unlikely to name a starting quarterback between Watson and Sanders until the conclusion of mandatory minicamp. That's coming up on Thursday. So
I know your decision you should make.
Well, we all do, but I don't know what. I have a feeling it's still going to probably be Watson at this point, don't you?
Yes, because the Browns usually do things wrong, but Shedeur Sanders is the answer. But yes, I do believe the Browns will do Deshaun Watson because the Browns can't stop tripping over their own freaking feet.
Right, and I'm sure there's something coming from above saying, you got to keep rolling with him. He said, once we get to the fall, we'll have to dissect the reps, see how we see it fit. I just don't see it after the way Shedeur has played and Deshaun's played, that they've played well enough to earn the right to compete to start. So he's pretty much saying like they've both played well enough.
They both suck? He's saying they both didn't do good?
Either they both suck or they're both playing well.
Yeah, you take it how you want it there.
What is the argument for Deshaun Watson?
Because they're splitting reps right now.
What is the argument for Deshaun Watson realistically?
In all seriousness, you guys, I honestly think coming from up top, there is still stuff that is being said to start this guy. I really, truly do.
Because we were stupid enough to give him all that money.
Yeah,
we have to play
I truly do. The Haslams, by the way, are.
I don't think Deshaun Watson should play, putting that out there. However, The reason why you would make the argument is Shedeur Sanders was really bad last year.
Not towards the end of the season.
He
no,
had
he
like
wasn't.
an 18 QBR last year. He had like a 60 passer rating.
If you actually watched him, though, towards the end of the season, he did progress.
But what are the Browns a good quarterback away from competing right now?
No, they're not.
No, now is the time. Plus, you have...
I say see what you got in him through a season.
There's national interest in Saunders. There's local fan interest in Sanders, excuse me. There's curiosity. Everything points to Shedeur should be the guy and give him the time during this season of whatever the hell you are and just see for 18 weeks.
Because you could just be like, again, like they do with everybody, but here's just the latest quarterback on the list. You could at least say if he isn't what you need him to be or he doesn't progress, then you wipe your hands of him
we gave
you
him
move
a
on
shot.
to the next quarterback next year that they're going to draft.
The one thing you can't do is not give him a shot and just completely write him off.
He has
Give
not
him
been
a
given a
shot,
fair shot, by the way.
Let him fail or
Yeah.
let him succeed, and then make a decision based off that.
I mean, that's up to him at that point.
We all know Deshaun Watson ain't going to do nothing. Even if he plays well, nobody wants him there.
That is the standard that a lot of teams have gone to now in the NFL is like instead of signing the Teddy Bridgewaters or the Gardner Minshews, they're just like, let's just put a 5th-round quarterback out there and
see
if,
what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's not many of those cases where they find a franchise quarterback.
Sure.
And Shedeur had a couple good games where they won and he put up pretty decent passing statistics. But when it was bad, it was like, oh, he's not an NFL quarterback.
But I would argue there was a tremendous amount of inconsistency and mixed messages with the Browns around Shedeur Sanders all season long last year.
Yeah.
Commit to him, give him your support, and see what you've got. And if it is bad, then you move forward or you move on.
Also, you just got Dylan Gabriel over there like, hi, guys, I'm still here.
Shut up, Dylan. Get in the closet.
Dude,
Get out of here.
That made no...
Go away.
That made no sense drafting both of them that year, though. I don't know. And again, Gabriel went before Sanders, and he actually got a chance before Sanders, and he couldn't do anything, so they moved on to Sanders. So I don't know what's going on there. They'll eventually figure it out.
Gabriel is Meg from Family Guy. Just shut up.
Eyeing a new deal. So this is actually a player I really, really like, and I like what he's done in his career so far. Obviously, he has been a key piece to the Patriots defense. We're talking about cornerback Christian Gonzalez. He actually did not participate in voluntary offseason activities, but again, it's voluntary. You don't have to, for the fact that he's in contract talks and negotiations with the Patriots. He's made it clear he wants to be there. The guy is freaking phenomenal. He was so good for them, especially in the playoffs. So I'm sure a deal is probably in the works, probably going to get done soon here.
I've never asked you this question, Kayla, and it's kind of a twofold question because there's Kayla Anderson's thoughts on it, and if you were a GM, your thoughts on it. Where do you stand on it's better in your eyes if the player who's in contract talks still shows up and works, or holds out to try and put maximum pressure on? Where do you fall?
Yeah, I'm going to think in the way if I were a player and I had maybe proven myself up to that point, been great for the organization. I mean, he is probably one of the more active guys in the community as well, Christian Gonzalez is. He has every right, I feel like, to be like, you know what? I'm not going to show up to OTAs. I know it's a team thing, but at the same time, you've got to look out for yourself sometimes as a player, and especially with the money that's thrown around these days.
And your window's closed very quickly.
And I think it's sometimes okay to put down your foot a little and say, like, okay, I know what I'm worth. I've been excellent for your organization. So
I'm not going to lie,
let's figure it out.
That surprises me a little bit. I agree 1,000% with everything you said, but I would guess, I thought you would be someone like
you need to show up,
put in the work, and that goes along. Like if I were a general manager and I knew you wanted a new contract, but you still showed up and did your team activities and did your job, that would speak volumes to me. But I understand in terms of a negotiation tactic, it's not the strongest move.
You learn it too, like being in our business, I've had to have an agent, or I've had an agent my whole career, right? And in the beginning, I was just like, oh, just la-la-di-la, I'll do whatever they want. And like, sometimes you can't do that.
You have to put your foot down.
You have to at some point. And he's still a young player, but maybe the numbers weren't coming back in his favor, and he decided to clamp down a little bit. So, all right, we'll wrap it up with this. I love this story. lasting Raven. We were just talking about Aaron Donald and him coming back. If he can come back and just play like in rotation and play like a minor role but get the benefits of it, I think that's easy compared to what this guy has done. Calais Campbell is going to be entering his 19th season
So dope.
in the NFL. The Ravens defensive end did recently say this week that this will probably most likely be his last go around. He will turn 40 in September. He signed a 1-year, $5.5 million deal. He's probably going to retire, like I said, after the season. I have never heard anyone speak bad about Calais Campbell. He has been the ultimate pro. To know what defensive end you're playing, and I know not in every situation, but at 40 years old,
right?
Like, hats off to him. These are the stories I love.
But also think about the locker room presence. Think about the leadership. Think about how well respected he is. This reminds me, like I've drawn this comparison before. He's the Udonis Haslem of the NFL. Like, Udonis Haslem was in Miami for such a long time, spent his entire career with Miami, stayed there through generations and changes and stuff. And by the time Haslem was at the end of his career, he never played, but he was loved, not just by the Heat organization, loved in that locker room, so well respected, a true like OG, a true unk that these guys are going to respond to. I promise you, there are so many things that don't get talked about or don't show up on paper that he brings to a locker room as a veteran leader, and how much respect I'm sure he has, how important of an extension he's going to be for that new coaching staff in Baltimore. Like, I love stories like this. I think they're very, very cool. And obviously, if the team's going to give him $5 million,
well, yeah,
they highly value his legacy, but also how important he will be to the Ravens, who, of course, obviously have championship aspirations.
Yeah, I think he plays more than just like the on-field role, like you mentioned. I think he's more than that, especially, by the way, they have a new head coach. They've got a good culture there besides, whatever happened in the offseason with Max Crosby.
Snakes.
But that ain't the players' fault.
That's why they did this. They did this to do a happy story after being snakes with Max Crosby. Well, it worked on me,
Bring
I guess.
it back to sunshines and rainbows and giggles.
It worked on me, I guess. We'll take the break. When we come back, very excited about this next segment. Kristen Peak. She's a broadcast analyst for NBA Future Stars Now, also an NBA.com contributor. She will join us to break down this draft class and what the Sacramento Kings should do with the 7th pick. That's coming up next right here on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today. Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, June 13th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies. All sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
The NBA draft will be here before we know it, and yet it still feels so far away. Such a big day for the Sacramento Kings and many teams. This is considered to be potentially one of the greatest draft classes ever. And joining us right now to break it down, Kristen Peak. She's a contributor for NBA.com and Hoops HQ, also a color analyst for NBA Future Starts Now. Kristen, before we get into the draft, first off, thank you so much for joining us. And second off, I love the NBA Future Starts Now. It's wonderful, but a lot of people might not know necessarily what that is. Can you explain what that is and your part in it?
I mean, it's for basketball sickos like myself who want to know who these players are way before they hit the draft cycle at the Combine or these 2 weeks during the NBA Finals leading up to the draft, and people are, rushing to figure out who these players are. So, I call about 100 games a year.
Wow.
For the NBA platforms, whether that's the NBA app, NBA TV, or NBA.com.
Well, Kristen, how long have you had your eyes on this draft class in particular and the names in this class from the very top, guys like AJ and Darren and Cam, or guys in the range of the Kings in that 7th spot, whether it's Keaton Wagler, Darius Acuff Jr., Kingston Flemings, Braden Burries?
Well, that first tier, I mean, I knew who AJ DiBonsa was when he was an 8th grader. Remember, he's a player that reclassed up, so he was an 8th grader when Cam Boozer and at that time Cooper Flagg were freshmen, and then Coop reclassed up, AJ reclassed up, DP was still in that class. So I've been knowing who these players are for a good 4 or 5 years, and except all of them except Keaton Wagler, who none of us knew because he was unranked and he skyrocketed to a top 10 pick with his 1 year at Illinois. I did go to Illinois this season and had a chance to sit down and talk with him. And I don't even think he scratched the surface on his potential or even realizes how good he can be. And that's why we're seeing him, so high. As many have him as high as 5 to the Clippers, just in terms of how he can slide in right alongside Darius Garland. I don't know if that's where he'll actually be drafted, but like Keaton, he's someone that came out of nowhere, but everybody else I've known for quite a few years.
Kristen Peak is joining us, and we're breaking down this year's draft class, which is getting exciting. We're just a couple weeks away from the NBA draft. She's been doing all the research like she always does, so go follow her. We'll start with this, Darius Acuff Jr., because that is a very popular name right here in Sacramento. You've been following him for a while as well. What's the biggest thing this year in his season at Arkansas that really made him stand out and be like, okay, he is definitely a lottery pick?
Well, he was the best point guard in all college basketball. He led the SEC in scoring. He was the SEC Player of the Year. He had 91 points and 23 assists in just 3 games in the SEC championship. They wouldn't have won that game against High Point. I was there in Portland. Darius decided to put the team on his back. He took over. But the thing that I think really translates to the NBA is not he's a bucket getter, 1, but 2, he was able to harmonize and excel alongside 2 other ball-dominant guards in Malik Thomas and DJ Wagner. And so for him to come in and do what he did this season and still cement himself as the best lead guard in college basketball, playing alongside 2 other very ball-dominant, ball-heavy guards, showed, 1, Coach Cal is a genius with guards. And then you had someone like Texas head coach Sean Miller after they played Arkansas. He said he's going to be a generational type guard, and if teams pass on him, they're going to regret passing on him the same way they passed on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Tyrese Maxey. So very big praise. I mean, I understand also with the family ties with general manager Scott Perry, who coached Darius's dad. I mean, I get why you guys are hoping that he'll be there at 7. I think you're going to have to do some work if you're hoping he's going to be there at 7.
It's funny, Kristen. I've been watching Darius. Obviously, I used to cover the SEC down there in Nashville. But I really came on strong to Acuff when you just mentioned Sean Miller coming out after that loss. I covered Sean at Arizona, and anything Sean says, especially about a different player to that high praise, it like made me stop in my tracks. And I think from then on, we kind of talked a little bit more about Acuff. But you mentioned coming in and really being able to play with those 2 other guards. And I remember, I think it was after the NBA Combine, an interview he did, and it was like, what was one thing that you were able to do this year that you maybe didn't do in high school? And he was like, I wasn't really a playmaker. Like, he wasn't an assist guy at all. And then he comes into Arkansas, and boom, he's able to do that. Does that make you think, Kristen, that he can at least go to the NBA and improve on something like defense where maybe he wasn't asked to do as much at Arkansas?
Absolutely. This whole thing that he's not going to translate in the NBA because of his defense. Blah, blah. We said the same thing about Keontae George coming out of Baylor, and Keontae is going to be a starting, very instrumental piece for the Utah Jazz with either A.J. DeBonta or Darren Peterson. So I don't buy this. And then everyone wants to point to Scoot Henderson and say, well, I'm sure Portland would have preferred to have Amen Thompson over Scoot Henderson, but everybody was talking about how he can get downhill. 2 things I want to say about Darius. He measured better than everyone thought. He measured without shoes at 6'2". And the defense stuff, look, teams, from what I was told, called him on it. And he said, you're right. This is an area of improvement. But he was trying to save energy to be that playmaker on offense because he was so effective on the offensive side. He was trying to conserve energy on the defensive side. So he totally owned up to it, and he told NBA teams, yeah, you're right. I do need to get better at this. This isn't a roll your eyes type of situation. He recognizes it.
Kristen Peak is with us, NBA.com and Hoops HQ contributor, also one of the color analysts for NBA Future Starts Now. Kristen, I want to pull back from specific prospects and just ask you about the spot that the Kings are in with this class. Of course, on draft lottery day, we were hoping the Kings would be higher than the 7th pick, of course, but that's over and done with. The Kings are where they're at. What do you make of the spot that the Kings are in this draft class? We've heard how generational this class is. The Kings will likely not have any real shot at the guys in that top 4. You just talked about how the Kings might have to get creative and move up if they want to get Darius Acuff Jr. But what do you make of the position that the Kings are in at 7 and the capability at that spot to address this franchise's need of a new face or a new star or a new guy to build the next generation around and replace De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, the draft really starts at 5. Nobody is trading in. Nobody is going to entertain any sort of trade talk. Even all the smoke that we heard, it's going to be AJ, DP, Cam, and Caleb. That's it. At 5 is where everything starts, and it'll be very interesting to see what the Clippers decide to do. If they decide to take Keaton Wagler or even Michael Brown Jr., who is another buzzy name that's coming up the ranks, but at 7, I'm not mad about it because no one ever knows what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do. They took Yegor Demon last year inside the top 10 with their top 10 picks. So they could actually surprise a lot of people and go with like a Nate Ament, or because they drafted so many guards in last year's draft. But I think sitting at 7, you guys, the Kings are in a great spot, especially in this lead guard lottery. And if you're looking to move on from De'Aaron Fox and even Tyrese Halliburton, if Kingston Flemings is still there, fantastic. I think he's going to be the best two-way guard out of this top 10 in terms of what he does defensively. He's like a little bit of better offensive case than Wallace, but he already has that defensive step up. Michael Brown, if he's there, great. We will take him. So sitting at 7, you look at it. I know the Kings are probably disappointed. They wanted a higher draft pick in that draft lottery. 7 is fantastic.
Kristen, help me out here because I'm putting unnecessary pressure already on a very pressure-filled situation on the Sacramento Kings because I very much want them to star hunt in this draft class to make getting over Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox a little bit easier. But with Kingston Fleming specifically, I see what you say about the possibility of being the best two-way guard. I see the speed, the comparisons to De'Aaron Fox. I saw the shooting, right? The shooting numbers, and he had some good games at Houston. I have been trying to talk myself into there's an elite skill there that gives him that star potential, and I just still haven't found it to a level that even some of my colleagues here at Sactown Sports have found it. Can you help me out there with what you think gives Kingston Flemings the potential to be the star guard that people believe he can be?
Well, not everyone can play for Kelvin Sampson, so let's start there. You look at the pedigree of Houston guards, and the fact that I remember I asked Kelvin's staff, the assistant coaching staff, I'm always so curious. Every time I go to a Houston practice, I have anxiety, and I'm not even on the floor, the one getting yelled at. It is so intense, and so to be able to play, and not only play, but thrive in a Kelvin Sampson sort of situation, that gives you a one-up, especially with the NBA really just respecting him and the way he develops players. And I had an assistant coach say, I said, who does Kelvin yell at the most? He's like, well, it was Kingston until we realized he's our best player. And then he moved on to somebody else. But I'll tell you the game that turned things around for me, and it was all the way back in November, and it was against Tennessee at the Players Era tournament here in Las Vegas. And everybody was there to see Nate Ament. Nate's going to be number 4 pick, whatever. Kingston finished with 25 points. He was efficient, 10 for 15 from the field, 4 rebounds and 3 assists, and he completely outshined Nate Ament. And there were GMs all over that building, and I know for a fact that a GM saw Kingston Flemings and said, that's our guy. That's our lead guy. He's doing this, just turning 19 years old. Imagine what he can do in our system, in the NBA spacing, at 23 or 24. That was the day I was like, yep, I'm a believer. I'm done. So if you want, I can send you the date of that game and you can go back and watch that film.
I would happily go back and watch it.
Kristen, I know recently we talked about this, I think yesterday on the show, Michael Brown Jr.'s camp kind of put out there that he was going to shut down future workout invites. You quickly, I know, said, wait a second. Yeah, please explain why when they have things out like this, that does not mean that's exactly what is happening, right?
No, this does not mean a promise. This does not mean anything like that. All this is when you hear, he shut down a workout, that's coming out from the team because maybe they can't schedule within their area to get him in. And with Michael especially, he's only doing 1-on-0. He did enough at the combine. He looked great during his pro day. And so he's not coming in with other players. And so if you have other teams that say, well, you can come in, but we're going to have this player here, and Michael's camp just politely declines and says, listen, no, we can meet. I'm not going to work out. Right. And also if these are requests being made for June 18th to the 20th, they have to be in New York for media day by the 21st. So it might just be a scheduling conflict. And Michael has been doing every workout leading up to this. He worked out for the Jazz. He worked out for the Bulls. He's meeting with the Clippers. He's been to Brooklyn, and also he's going to go to Dallas and Milwaukee. So like, this is not we're shutting it down because we have it. It's honestly, you cannot read into that. I think it's just smoke, and it's probably just a scheduling conflict.
Kristen, how much do you read into like player preference and potential posturing? I know I heard rumors and rumblings out of the draft combine that members of Darius Acuff Jr.'s camp like the idea of playing for the Sacramento Kings, whether it's the ties to Scott Perry as general manager or just his fit and how much the Kings need a player of his skill set. We now have rumors and reports out there of Braden Burries in his camp at Clutch Sports, very much trying to position him to go to the Dallas Mavericks at 9. How much do you read into that posturing, wherever that information is coming from, whether it's from camps or from organizations, and how much teams ahead of the reported destinations these players want to go to should or do take that information into account?
It does happen. I don't think it's going to happen as much in this draft class, just with the high character of the players and how good they are. They don't need to posture like that. We saw it last year infamously with Ace Bailey refusing to work out for anybody except the Washington Wizards, and Danny and Austin Ainge were like, nope, we're taking you anyways. Like, that, it doesn't matter. Like, you can refuse to come work out for us. We're still going to take you. I don't know. I mean, yes, agents do it. Typically agents that have power in the sense of like, if a team says, hey, we're going to take your guy regardless, then if it's Clutch and it's Rich Paul, he can say, don't do that. Look at my roster. I have this guy, this guy, this guy. You really want to take a rookie? Don't do that. Let's talk about free agency. And so they can kind of use that to their advantage. I mean, we saw it last year with Kaman Malawach when Rich Paul worked to get him got the Raptors to take Colin Murray-Boyles, which worked out great for them, by the way, instead of Kaman Malawach, because Kaman's mom doesn't have a visa to go to Canada. And so he was working the phone saying, don't take him. This is going to be a nightmare for everyone. And then he fell the next pick to, the Phoenix Suns. So, of course, it happens. I don't think we're going to see it as much in this year's draft, just because at 5 it turns into a lead guard lottery, and teams are going to take next best prospects, whether they came in for a workout or not.
Kristen, we've talked a little bit about Braden Burries today, and we've talked about him obviously on the show before, but curious on your take on him. He's not somebody we've said a lot about in terms of an attachment to the 7 spot, but I know there are fans here that do like him.
Well, Braden is probably one of the older one-and-done players in this draft. I think if he's not 21, he's going to be 21 by September, and so that's why we're seeing him sort of at the back half of the lottery, and we're not talking about him with Michael, with Kingston, with Keaton Wagler, and Darius Acuff. But make no mistake, like what he did, he was someone that was like a slow burn for the season, and playing alongside Jaden Bradley, who was, the Big 12 Player of the Year, and being able to excel. The turning point for me was a road game at BYU where he single-handedly changed a comeback lead, and he had 29 points, had 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I was at the game. These games I just remember. I'm like, I clock it. I'm like, yep, this is the game. And then he just built from there. So he was someone that a lot of teams weren't typically too high on for a lottery pick, but his consistent play and what he did alongside another lead guard to show that he has the versatility to be slotted in either positions in the backcourt is really what has solidified him as a top 10 or, late lottery pick.
Kristen Peak is with us, NBA.com and Hoops HQ contributor, also a color analyst for NBA Future Starts Now. Kristen, you also responded briefly to another pair of rumors and rumblings about forward Nate Ament and center Ade Mara in the mix at 6 with the Brooklyn Nets. I know these rumors excited Kings fans to the idea of, hey, maybe Darius Acuff Jr. could fall past them to 7, but you seem to think this is just smoke and mirrors.
I do. I know. And I've gotten a little spicy on Twitter.
No, we love it.
And that's what everyone, when I decided I was like, I'm going to, a couple months ago, I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then people are like, KP, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm great.
Let it fly.
I am great.
Let it fly.
I love it.
I'm here just to hold people accountable. And there are certain fellow writers that cover the draft, and every time I see them put something out, I'm like, Agent Smoke, Agent Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want to do next year? And somebody told me, they're like, KP, don't do that. Is get one of those green screens and put up every report or aggregated anything tweet that I see and be like, Agent Smoke, not true.
Ooh.
Oh, I'd love it.
I've heard this. This sounds promising. Like, and my coworker from NBA.com was like, KP, that's messy. Don't do that. And I'm like,
I need it.
so
I'm the devil on your shoulder.
Sometimes
do
we
it.
gotta
Do
get
it.
messy.
I know. But I'm just sitting here like rolling my eyes. Like, come on, Adai Mara at 5. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Nate Amen at 6. Like, what? No, maybe, I don't know. But just the fact that, like, the report was that I read was like, the Nets are targeting and they prefer Nate Amen. And I'm like, that's new. He hasn't even been in for a workout.
Right.
Like, who are you talking to? You know? So yeah, I just say, I politely say, I think this is smoke, and then I move on. I'm not too feisty, but yes.
I love it.
think it's smoke.
I love the feistiness, Kristen. So we always like to give our listeners a chance to ask some questions. And I will say this, our listener TC has been on the draft, and he has really brought some good points to the table. He wants me to ask about Chris Senek Jr., obviously Kingston Fleming's running mate. He's the center there at Houston, or was. Anything you have on him you can bring us?
Well, I'll tell you this, like Chris Senek, when you hear that, especially Kelvin Sampson, talk about the freshman, he has high praise for Chris Senek. And this is a guy, he got cut from the U19 USA basketball team that won a gold medal in Lausanne, Switzerland. And it was probably the best thing that happened to him. He came in a year ago to tryouts. I was at tryouts, out of shape, looked out of rhythm. And yes, we're at altitude in Colorado Springs, but him not making that team, and he was all sad and in his feelings. And then he got down to Houston, and Kelvin Sampson's like, yeah, you suck right now. Let's get you in shape. And he completely changed his body. He completely changed his motor. His lateral quickness and drop coverage got a lot better at Houston. And so if you're an NBA team, you're looking at that and you're seeing some promising signs. I don't think he's going to get into the lottery. I think we're going to see him more, come off the board after the big Michigan 3 of Adai Mara, Morez Johnson Jr., and, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his? Yaxel Lindenberg.
Yaxel, yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be either Chris Senek or Jaden Quaintance as that next center off the board, probably in like the 15 to 22 range.
Kristen, before we let you go, I want to wrap up with this. I want to ask you about a range of talent in this draft, because there was a report that came out this morning from Sam Amick of The Athletic that the Kings and Charlotte Hornets have discussed a potential Domantas Sabonis trade, and the Kings have their eyes on one of the two picks that the Charlotte Hornets have, 14 and 18, via the Orlando Magic in this draft. I want to ask you more specifically, less to do with the Kings and more to do just with that range and the talent that could be there that would have been higher in any other draft class. Like, what do you like about whether it's the Kings or any other team trying to trade back into the first round around that late teens, early 20s range to find another hidden gem? What do you think the potential is of that with this draft class?
Well, it's interesting you say Charlotte because, I hear that and I'm like, they want Adai Mara. They want some size inside. Like, that's what I read. And if you're the Kings, you're entertaining it because Christian Anderson, the Texas Tech point guard, who did very, very well with the German team over in Lausanne. Again, I keep referring back to this FIBA World Cup last summer, but he was fantastic at Texas Tech. Abuka Corey, another fantastic league guard who came out of nowhere again for Stanford.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for Cameron Boozer, he would have been player of the year for the conference in the ACC. So I can see why they're entertaining it. I don't think either one of those two guards are good enough or going to be as good as Kingston Fleming's, Michael Brown, Darius Acuff. So you're weighing those options and you're also taking a gamble, but I can see why both sides are, talking about it.
Kristen, you're phenomenal. Your work is incredible. We love the spiciness on social media. Keep it up. Let us be the devils on your shoulder with that encouragement. But your work is phenomenal, and we really appreciate you giving us the time during this busy season. Would love to have you back on in the future to break down whatever the hell it is the Kings decide to do in this year's draft.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Kristen.
The great Kristen Peak joining us. Man, what a fun conversation
that was awesome.
that was.
Good stuff, too. I can already tell, I like to, like, she sees things the way I see things.
Yes.
And when she's able to go to these games
Yep.
and like she listens to like, I just love that type of reporting.
And she's like, listen, putting my hand up here.
Yeah.
I tap into these young men as athletes.
Right.
Usually about halfway through their freshman season.
Yeah.
Kristen's been following them since, she said AJ was an 8th grader.
That's incredible.
She's broadcasted their games since
It's
they
so
were
cool.
kids. Literal kids.
Yeah, I think she has some of the best insight, just, again, knowing these guys for so long, knowing what they have changed up or what they've excelled at or improved on.
And if you're familiar with Kristen's work, too, in her broadcasting, when she speaks with conviction about something, she's usually pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like Acuff Jr., you were probably pretty encouraged by that. I mean, if you like any of these, if you like Kingston Flemings, you should be very encouraged by what she said.
Absolutely.
So interesting stuff. Really appreciate Kristen making the time. We'll take the break. When we come back, we got our MLB mini seasons update to get to. How did I fare head-to-head against Kyle Ledbetter last night? Plus, crosstalk, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles. Join us next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The X Games are coming to Sacramento. Join Kayla Anderson at Sactown Sports 1140 at Cal Expo Center from June 26th through the 28th to watch the top action sports athletes in the world go head-to-head with 3 days of high-octane competition, BMX, skateboarding, and Moto X, plus live music from global electronic music icon Cascade, Grammy-winning producer Artist Mustard, and DJ Subtronics. Get your tickets today at xgames.com. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Join the Sactown Sports this Friday from 2 to 4 at Fasteners Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Inn, for crazy deals on tools and a chance to win a pair of X Game tickets.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, if you just happen to be walking down the street and for some reason see Patrick Mahomes, you should probably ask him for money. This is breaking news from Adam Schefter. The Chiefs are adding 2 years to Patrick Mahomes' contract, tying him to Kansas City through the 2033 season at a value of $504.75 million, making it the first NFL deal valued at over $500 million.
Wow. Go get yours, young man. You're not young anymore, but you're still making it work.
I didn't know 31 was not young anymore.
Well, in football years, it's technically not.
Are they just going to name the new stadium wherever the hell they build it after him?
I mean, he's a part owner in like all the teams, I feel like, there.
I think he straight up owns the women's soccer team.
Yeah, I guess that is right. Him and his wife do, right?
Yeah, like that's kind of
good for him, though.
I didn't even know today. Look, I wore the T-shirt and I didn't even know.
You did.
Look at this guy. He knows.
I wore the T-shirt and I didn't even know he was going to get his contract. Good for him.
Look at that.
Kermit the Frog has a lot of money.
Dang, man.
I've made this decision in my mind and I feel like I'm going to stick to it. Is that I think the only time I'm going to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in my life is when he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. That'll be my one and only trip.
As in, you're going to go after his
I'm going to go for his induction weekend.
That's a great plan, actually,
cool.
Kyle.
My favorite player.
Because you should go. I heard it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I want to go at some point in my life, and I feel like the best time to do that is when my favorite player ever. Phillip Rivers would be a close second, too, but...
Are you going to go to the Hall of Fame game?
I mean, why not? You're already there.
That's the thing. The Hall of Fame game gets me every freaking year. Every year. Because it's like, football is back. I'm so excited to watch the Hall of Fame game. And then I watch literally 3 snaps, and I'm like, this sucks.
Well, if it makes
I hate it.
It has kind of changed.
If it helps this year, it's Panthers-Cardinals, so there's no preconception it's going to be good.
Jacoby Brissett might play if he gets his contract done.
Right?
No, it's going to be Carson Beck.
Yes, Carson Beck.
Or Minshew, baby. Don't count out Minshew.
Jeremiah Love doesn't play in that game, does he? I wouldn't play him.
Oh.
You're already going to have to protect him during the regular season. Don't get him hurt.
This is a very interesting philosophy in
By
football.
the way,
Give him 3 snaps.
I'll probably bring it tomorrow in the 2-minute drill. I guess their coach, which Kubiak is it? Or which, it's LaFleur. I'm sorry.
It's a LaFleur.
There's
it's
so
not
many
a
of
Kubiak.
these.
Which one?
Sorry. He's the Mike LaFleur.
Yes.
Which brother?
He said something like nonchalant today about like an offensive line and it did not play over well.
Oh.
So I might bring you that into the 2-minute drill tomorrow because it was kind of like putting it out there like you didn't really need that much relying on it. And it's like, wait a second. So
a tease for 2-minute drill tomorrow.
I saw that and I rolled my eyes.
From the bad LaFleur.
Yeah, exactly. The one that hasn't proven anything.
I'm excited for tomorrow's
Mike.
show.
As a head coach, at least. Sorry.
In Mike's defense, because he was a terrible play caller, but it's a classic chicken and the egg. Was it his fault Zach Wilson sucked, or was Zach Wilson the reason he sucked? It's a real chicken or the egg situation.
Yeah, we're going to have a great show tomorrow. We have Andy Patton, Locked On College Basketball, also Locked On Gonzaga. Joy is going to join us tomorrow to talk more NBA draft. We'll have Game 4 tonight of the finals to react to tomorrow. We didn't even get to an interview. NBC sat down with Kingston Fleming's head coach at Houston, Kelvin Sampson, who talked about Fleming's and said some things that I think should have had more of a positive impact on me about Kingston than they did. Also got very real about the difficulties of his defense translating to the NBA.
Right.
A really good interview that we'll react to and we'll talk about on tomorrow's show as well. So a lot of good stuff coming. But right now, it's time for our MLB mini seasons. Kayla, you were the lone game that had nothing to do with each other.
Right.
You picked the LA Dodgers, your first overall pick, against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it was the right choice.
It was a good pick.
Because the Dodgers beat the brakes off the Pirates 12-3.
Yes, they did.
Stole their booty.
Yes, they did.
And then some.
That pirate booty.
Kyle and I went head-to-head last night. I took on Kyle's Fins.
Yeah, baby.
I had the D-backs. Kyle had the Marlins. Ooh. And the Fins just do not let that man down.
Wow.
A 10-6 victory for Kyle. A 6-10 loss for me.
God.
So that means
Fins up, baby.
Going into Wednesday, Kayla and Kyle are undefeated. And Matt, the 7-time champion, won 4 weeks in a row.
The 7-time champion.
It is.
To add.
It's true. 7-time champion,
he's
won
not
4 weeks in a row.
Call him Tom Brady over here.
I know, right?
The Tom Brady of this useless game. I am 1-1.
That's right.
So, that being said,
So,
Kayla, Kyle, who we got today? Who we playing?
we got
Who we nominate?
the Cubbies over the Rockies.
Cubs versus Rocks.
That's right. Rocking with them Cubs.
Cubs over the Rocks for the lead.
I will take the Texas Rangers over the Kansas City Royals.
Rangers over Royals for Mr. Kyle. Perfect week still in the line for both of you. As for me, I have the Braves, Yankees, and Blue Jays still to choose from. I could take the Blue Jays over the Phillies tonight.
See, what a dumb game. You have these great teams and you're somehow losing, even though you're like 12 games over 500 or something.
Get good. I'm taking the Braves
Get good, he says.
over
That's
the White Sox.
That's simple.
No, it says the guy who's trailing us in the game.
That's crazy.
Look at me.
Say that to me. So there you go. I've got
you
the
know
Braves
what?
over the what? Oh, we're changing?
Well, I just am looking, and my 2 games that I have left, or teams, I should say, are Padres and what's the other one? Padres and
Guardians.
And I don't think either. I'm looking at tomorrow's schedule, by the way, guys.
Uh-oh.
Thursday's schedule is not that packed.
I actually just looked at that.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to have to use the Braves White Sox for tomorrow.
So I'm going to have to use Cubs Rockies for tomorrow. So that's going to have to make
Look
me
at that.
switch.
We're all learning.
I know.
We are. It
I'm
only
like,
took us 3 months.
I'm glad I could remind everyone. So I guess my best bet. Did the Padres play tonight or the Guardians?
I have to take the Blue Jays over the Phillies.
Guardians
today.
play the Yankees.
Ugh.
Oh, wait, that game already ended. The Guardians lost.
Guardians lost to the Yankees.
So I can't take
I
that.
can't take the Yankees. You can't take the Guardians. I'm taking the Blue Jays over the Phillies today.
I don't.
Padres just started against the
Okay,
Reds.
then
Take the
I'll
Padres.
take the Padres.
Padres versus who? Reds?
Reds, yeah. It just started.
Well, they're already up 1-0.
Okay,
but
well, I
We'll
didn't
give it to you.
yeah.
We'll give it to you.
Okay.
Padres versus Reds.
you have no other choice.
Holy smokes.
Baseball's hard.
Also, respectfully, if you pick the Padres, you are a brave soul. Let me tell
I
you.
know.
So there's a game that I used to play, a video game that I used to play. It's a true blue like baseball manager simulator. It's called Out of the Park Baseball. It's like you don't play the games the same way you play like MLB The Show where you're actually playing the baseball game. It just simulates games and you manage rosters and stuff like that and call-ups and arbitration things. Every year I was like, I'm going to really learn how to do this. And every year I get like a month and a half to 2 months into my first season and go, my brain is oozing out of my ears. I can't do this.
Right? You're
Running
like,
a
no,
baseball organization
it's a
must
lot.
be insane.
Well, I think Alan said he does the fantasy baseball.
Well, MLB fantasy baseball is great.
But
yeah,
it's
but
a
his
lot
is like
of work.
daily. It's like you're picking a new lineup
It's
every day.
That's gross.
It's
No,
a
that's
lot
gross.
of work.
That's gross.
By the way, just so it's on the record, I am taking the Cubs tomorrow. That game starts at 12.
Okay.
Just so we have that.
I don't have to pick early because my game is later, but
Oh.
I'll take the Mariners over the Orioles.
Who do the Cubs play tomorrow? Rockies. The Rockies.
Rockies. Yeah.
Rockies.
Mariners.
Before they go to Las Vegas and cook in the sun over the weekend. If you missed
sheesh.
earlier, we were talking about that.
Yeah. Bring
The
out
Rockies
your fans.
are playing the A's as part of the Las Vegas series this weekend. Now, Friday and Saturday night are night games. It's going to be 107 degrees on Friday, 108 degrees on Saturday. But they're night games, so it'll
Sure.
cool off by the time
Yeah.
you
It's
get
going to be hot, but not like that.
Yeah, but by the time you get a few innings into the game, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Sunday is a day game, and it's 109.
That right there. They might have to have something
Hell
for heat
no.
stuff, heat warning stuff.
And the players are calling the infield basically pavement, not because the ball just bounces off of it and flies over their heads.
By the way, why did the article that we went over earlier about the ballpark,
Yep.
why did it say like, let me read it word for word.
Please.
Oh, shoot. Because we kind of talked about some of the stuff that it wasn't great that they were playing. Why is it he's saying for the title, the A's first game in Vegas was a travesty in the best possible way?
I think because it's
like
like a sad show.
Okay.
It's like a carnival that you hate watch. It's like a bad movie.
Okay.
You know, like some
Okay,
bad
I
movies
get what
come
you're
out
saying.
and you like celebrate bad movies. I want to go
Yeah.
watch when Sharknado comes out.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I interpret it. Is
Okay.
like the A's are just a bad train wreck of a movie.
Got it.
But they're entertaining, I guess.
I guess.
Like some people are just watching what the hell's happening in Vegas and going, this is hilarious. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but it's hilarious.
Okay.
So maybe that's it?
That explains it better. The title just kind of confused me a bit.
Uh-oh. Alan Stiles has energy. I can see him hopping around.
Oh, the Celsius is out. He's chugging it.
Oh, he's already got a Celsius going.
He's
I wonder
chugging
if
it
it's
as
got
we
fizz
speak.
today. It does. It's one with fizz.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Alan Stiles.
He's boxing. He's shadow boxing.
He's ready to cook, and Whitey Gleason already looks
woo.
over it. Whitey hasn't even started yet, and he's ready to tap out. Hey, those are the best kind of shows.
Yes, we needed some of that energy today.
We do. We need one episode of Alan Stiles and Kayla Anderson for 4 hours. We just need it.
Do we?
Yes.
And do you think we could last 4 hours without me ripping his head
That's
off?
why we need to see it. I want to sit in the corner and just watch. I don't have to be a part of it.
They weren't even privy to what I said to Alan after the lights
Oh, no,
went
they
off.
started the show with it yesterday.
they did?
Oh, yeah, they started the show with the
I
stray
missed
you threw
that.
it out. But here's the thing. Bone to pick with them while they're listening, but not on the air to defend themselves. They said we did it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I said I hope Alan has a great show.
Well, I usually always say that, but Alan was ignoring me, and then he just wanted to fake be nice to me for a second. And I said, blank that, Alan.
You know what he should do? You know what I think he should do? I
What?
think we'll take the break. We'll let Alan
Should
Stiles
go buy
come
me
in
candy?
here and either buy you candy or apologize. Or both. Or both. That would be the right chivalrous thing to do.
He's doing karaoke legs.
Boy, he's been here 2 minutes. He's already insufferable.
Oh, boy. Just our luck. Whitey Gleason and amped up Alan Stiles
God.
join us next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV. But if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
We've got a sellied up Alan Stiles and a Whitey Gleason who's already over it joining us here on Matt and Kayla.
I'm looking forward to the show.
The Drive Guys coming up next. Well,
a shot of caffeine.
So we get the news this morning about the Domantas Sabonis report and the Charlotte Hornets trade from Sam Amick, and I see Alan Stiles take to Twitter and say, I'm not even going to address it on here. I'm going to save it for the show. So out of respect, we going to save that for the Drive Guys.
He's back. Well, I think he's already walked that back.
Oh, has he?
A little bit.
Did you
not fully?
No. Did you speak on Twitter about it?
It's semantics.
Oh.
No. I didn't speak on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well,
not
then,
about that.
See, out of respect, we're going to say, because off the top, I know on the Drive Guys, you're going to be bringing the heat with that kind of stuff. So I wanted to get your guys' opinions on a fun conversation that we had earlier today. The Warriors know that they've pretty much got no chance in the Giannis sweepstakes, so they're pivoting all the way back to good old target number one, LeBron James.
Right.
I am all for this. I love the idea of the Warriors just going full old folks home retirement tour, sell out, national TV, pair all these guys together, and just lean into it for the final year or two of Steph Curry's career. Kayla doesn't like it. Kyle doesn't think LeBron likes it. I'm all for it.
You're for it because you don't think it'll work, though, right?
Well,
you think
I don't
it's
think
a terrible idea.
No, I think it'll be.
I think he likes it.
I think it'll be entertaining. I think they'll be competitive during the regular season. I think they'll make the playoffs and get wiped in the first round. But I don't think the Warriors are doing anything realistic that gets them past the first round of the playoffs anyway, unless Steph Curry somehow becomes 32.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what the Warrior fan thinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Who's that?
Where? I'm
What
looking.
does the Warrior fan
No,
think?
the bottom line is this. The Warriors ended Steph's reign. He'll always be best shooter all time.
Sure.
But ended Steph's reign and his chances to win a championship when they signed Jimmy Butler to that ridiculous $120 million 2-year extension, which they, I guess, kind of had to, but that's still going to be the issue here. It doesn't matter if it is Giannis. It could be Giannis.
Yep.
That team just doesn't have enough. And I guess if Giannis is there, that would make Jimmy the third option instead of the second. But ultimately, now that injuries are in play now, Jimmy's been injured the last 2-3 seasons. These guys, even if they get Giannis, who's had his own issues with the calf and things like that, they're praying to be a top playing team and praying that they will be healthy during the playoffs, which is what they've been doing for the last 3-4 years, and ultimately they're not going to have enough offensive firepower. They're just not. And I think it would be fun. I think it would be a great story, but it ain't about LeBron. It ain't about Steph. It ain't about Jimmy. It's about the fact that their bench, even though I know Whitey loves Guy Santos. I do. That I bench. always have. And he got a guaranteed contract. Good for that brother. Good for him. But there's just not enough. You're seeing it, and this is what Whitey and I talked about yesterday about the lack of home court advantage. Because back in the day, when you have Andre Roberson on the Thunder shooting threes in Golden State, I'm not really too worried about that. But these teams are so balanced now.
Right.
Yep.
That's why when you bring in that sixth, that seventh guy off the bench, they're not afraid.
Yep.
They're not, and Dylan Harper ain't afraid of nobody, but they're not afraid. That team that they're trying to cook up in Golden State, if you still have Moses Moody coming off the bench, no disrespect, guys like that, it's just not enough. So it's really not about the big addition. It's about the fact that the rest of the team, they ain't good enough.
I think it's like this. Bringing in LeBron is kind of like giving Thanos all the rings, all the jewels, all the stones. It's not a great idea, but it's probably your best chance.
And fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
So, yeah.
It's
yeah.
in an evil way.
Yeah. It's probably not going to work, but it's more likely to work than whatever else you were going to try.
Yeah. If they brought in LeBron right now, on paper, who are they better than in the West? Not the Thunder, not the Spurs. Are they third?
I think they're better than Utah. They're worse than Utah.
The Jazz?
I think the Jazz would be better than that Warriors team.
Now, I don't know about that.
No, you don't think so?
I don't know about that. I was going to go Nugget. Let's get the real out the way.
I think the Jazz are going to be number 3 in the West next year.
So that's the hot team.
Yeah.
Last season.
Well, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a huge addition.
No, I love
they
JJJ.
got the draft pick that needs to.
Yeah.
Right.
Be able to
Ace
contribute.
Bailey. We know they love Ace Bailey. I'm not talking about Ace Bailey no more. I'm not going to talk about him. I'm not talking about Ace Bailey.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, we love Ace Bailey out here. I love Ace Bailey.
If they were healthy, they'd be pretty good. But why would you assume that Warrior team would be healthy?
That's a great question.
And that's
part
the
of it.
biggest
It's like your
question.
Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your Niners.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like,
I can't
hey.
even push back on that.
Right. And right. That made it less fun.
Not now. I will later.
Kayla, I meant to bring this up on the show, and I completely forgot. I'm glad I just saw it on my timeline now because I know you saw this too. We all grew up with baseball, idolizing some sort of heroes or players of the game that we always just kind of followed and made us love the game of baseball. Did you guys see the video last night of Paul Skeens was driving home and he saw lights on at a local ballpark and he pulled up and there were kids practicing there and he came out to play catch with the kids and stuff like that? I love stories like that.
I saw that earlier
That's
in the
baseball.
day. I think his girlfriend, Liv Dunn, put that out and retweeted it or something.
I love those stories.
Where are you holding your breath over there?
What?
That's not a good story?
Did you talk about that on the show yesterday? What happened?
Or was it him calling her Liv Dunn?
Livy Dunn?
No, but
Well, I mean,
I've been a hater lately.
You don't like Paul Skeens?
No. Hold on.
He doesn't like Wemby drawing pictures at the park.
He doesn't like Livy Dunn?
Let me work
I don't
through
know.
this. Let me work through this.
I get why he was the bad teammate.
Let me work through this.
No.
I'm trying to stay consistent.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday we spent a lot of time expressing how I don't know if Wemby truly likes to just draw in the park with his sister and clear his mind, and he wants to ride. He wants to ride the train. And he just he's just so different.
Did you see the barefoot thing?
No.
He walked around Madison Square Garden barefoot because he wanted to feel
that's cool.
Like
this is
refreshing
terrible.
and inspirational.
This is so terrible. I'm so sick. I'm just so sick of it.
You don't like positivity?
What does that have to do
I
with
don't like it's
Skeens?
performative. Okay, what it has to do with Skeens?
What?
Livy Dunn, she's a content creator. I don't know. Is it just a happenstance that he walks out and plays catch and she says this is so sweet?
That's
and
a lot. That's a lot of time that I'm going to even say right here I wouldn't even do.
It's
if I was
not
a
a
pro
lot of
athlete
time.
So you
in the middle of the season.
So you think Livy was in the car with him and said, "The lights are on. Let's go get a social media video."
No, I think he really wanted to do it, but when a content creator is your girlfriend,
she's like,
I'm always gonna. That's my problem.
This is what you would do.
It's like when we talk about these.
Yes.
It's like when we talk about these athletes. So and so gave the staff $10K each and never told anybody. Well, somebody told somebody, because why do we know about it?
There's video of it.
There's video of it. So shout out Paul Skeens, but then it gets turned into a whole thing.
Oh, God.
Wow. Would you look at him? Just let him do it, Livy. It doesn't have to be on video. And she's right there as soon as it happens. Come on.
I have to say,
barefoot.
I'm really with Alan.
Oh my!
Good teammate.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Really?
Matt.
Are you really?
I thought it was
I
a
kinda
great
am,
gesture.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
I
just-
thought it was great.
Most people do, and I think he truly wanted to play catch, but it's all a production now. It's all a production.
You're talking to the man in the mirror.
I was gonna say king of content.
I admit it. I admit it. I'm not gonna pretend. Oh, is that a camera? I didn't see a camera
in
there.
the parking lot before the shows.
Yeah, but I'm on
I
camera.
just saved a grandmother walking across the street.
Hold on. If you're asking me as a businessman, well then, yeah, it's great for business.
So Livy's not a businesswoman.
No, she is. I'm saying in that capacity, I agree with it. But just from the, oh my goodness.
You're just saying keep it in perspective.
Yeah, oh my goodness, how could this have...
No. This is his Fox thing all
It is
over
the Fox
again,
thing,
too.
yeah.
He's like, I respect Fox as a businessman
I do.
for going to San Antonio,
I do.
but I'm a hate on his ass every time he
I do.
plays.
I respect Fox as a businessman. It's the basketball aspect I seem to have a problem with. I respect Livy as a businesswoman, but this idea that they just, oh my goodness, nobody thought that. He had no clue that I was going to pull out the camera, even though that's how I make money.
We got Sally Allen, who's going to crash
Holy
in 2
smokes.
hours.
I need an Advil.
Whitey Gleason will fill in the gap. The Drive Guys breaking down the DeMontis Sabonis to Charlotte